ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits that help you life better. Because being human is a full-time job.
Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Well, we've got our first big surprise. Well, maybe not the first big surprise of the NBA playoffs, but the first big surprise of the conference semifinal round of the NBA playoffs.
Randall likes the matchup with Vassell.
They showed the double. Don't come. Ooh.
That was tough.
Nice move off the glass. 21 in the game for Randall.
And that's why I said if you're the Spurs, maybe you look at that.
Randall! Emphatically and quickly. He's got a triple-double tonight. 11 points, 15 rebounds, 12 blocks.
And you see they took Rudy out, so you can't foul. You got to get a stop.
Steals. Harper. Two-point game.
30 seconds left. The Spurs are in it. You do not have to foul.
7-second difference.
Where does Minnesota go?
Tipped into the backcourt, recovered.
They're going to Randall. Do you double or do you play him straight up? That's the question.
Julius Randall. Shot clock running down. Comes down to perhaps this. Off the heel. Rebound.
And Wemby. He's saying go. No timeout coming.
Champagnie stepped back for three. Off the side of the rim. Cannot get it to go. And Minnesota comes in on the road and steals game one.
Well, that was fairly exciting, to say the least. Game one of the Western Conference semifinal series involving the 2-seed Spurs, who made quick work in the first round of Portland at home against Minnesota. But Anthony Edwards returns, did not start in the game, but came in off the bench. 18 points to go along with 21 from Julius Randle. And Minnesota steals game one on the road down in Texas by 2 points, 104-102. And the Wolves have the early advantage in the Western Conference semifinals against the San Antonio Spurs. Game two will be tomorrow night down in San Antonio, and then they'll head up north for games 3 and 4 in that series, which will be Friday and Sunday, respectively. Minnesota had obviously been playing without their star, Anthony Edwards, who has been dealing with a little bit of a bone bruise in his left knee since early April. He had kept him out for a couple of weeks. But as we reported on our show yesterday, the head coach, Chris Finch, had said he was going to play. Wasn't sure if he was going to start. Ended up not starting. Was on a minutes restriction in that game last night, but provided enough and a spark for his team to get that big win to start things off against Victor Wembanyama on what was a career night, historical night for the young big man. A lot of different angles and things that happened in that game last night. J-Dub, a very exciting way to start that series for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It was a very competitive start to finish. Timberwolves got out to a bit of a lead there with about 4 minutes to go. They had a decent cushion, 3 possessions, but Spurs closed strong, got a couple steals, and that shot by Julian Champagnie at the end, DK, was wide open. He had a wide-open three-pointer, which would have won the game for them. You might be surprised to hear this, but the biggest thing lacking from the Spurs last night was Carter Bryant. And the big reason for that is because it was really Julius Randle that could not be stopped. At times when the T-Wolves really needed a big bucket, they kept going to Randle in that one-on-one space. Wemby came over to help a few times. Randle found the cutters. Randle did his work one-on-one just like he's done his whole career. And the Spurs really don't have a power forward who can match his size and physicality. Carter Bryant has been guarding guys like Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid this year, DK. I mean, he's the guy they've had in a lot of times when Wemby's not on the court, believe it or not, as the power forward, strong standing up guys like Joker power forward. And he really would have done a better job last night on Randall. Unfortunately, he had a bit of an ankle issue in practice, and he just was reported to be questionable for Game 2. It was just reported about an hour ago. But Wemby was the big story. I mean, I think he had 10 blocks there, with about 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. 41% is what the Timberwolves shot with Wemby on the court. 69% is what they shot when Wemby was on the bench. So it was really a difference of Wemby on. Their defense was very strict, weren't letting the T-Wolves, like, they were getting to the bucket at will against Denver, which is why they got through that playoff series. Denver had nobody to protect the rim, and Wemby's obviously the ultimate rim protector. But, man, don't count out the T-Wolves. It's funny, you look at their regular season record, and you might think that's maybe not one of the better teams in the West. But they've long talked about how the regular season doesn't really mean much to them at this point. This would be their third consecutive Western Conference Finals, DK. For a program, for a franchise that's had never won more than one playoff series in the 30-plus years, 40 years of their existence. I think late 80s is when they came in. So the fact that they've won 2 years in a row, won at least 2 playoffs, that's quadrupled their total career playoff series. So this group is pretty experienced. Ant coming back was great. He obviously didn't have the lift, but the other big guy they're missing is Dante DiVincenzo, who tore his ACL. That's their starting shooting guard. Set the record for most three-pointers made in Timberwolves history this year. So there's a lot of storylines going on, but more than anything, it's just how are they going to deal with Julius Randle when Victor Wembanyama's not on the court is an answer that the Spurs have to figure out. The other thing is they're really young. You talk about their star players. De'Aaron Fox is their vet, and he's 28. So all their guys, I mean, Stephen Castle 2 years ago, last year's Rookie of the Year, he's 21. You talk about Dylan Harper coming off the bench, the number 2 overall pick in this year's draft. He's 20, and Carter Bryant is 20. A lot of their players are very young. This is their first real experience in the playoffs. Remember, they haven't been in the playoffs for quite a long time. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the Timberwolves have the experience. I think the Spurs on paper have a better team, but anything goes right now. And the aggressive physical defense that those guys play, especially Jaden McDaniels, as everybody knows, one of the most physical perimeter defenders in the league. A really, really tough matchup. Last night, the T-Wolves showed why they've been to the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row, just really shut down the Spurs when they really needed a bucket.
You mentioned, obviously, the sprained foot there for Carter Bryant that he is dealing with. Both he and his head coach addressed that before game 1 last night. Coach Mitch Johnson saying he was optimistic that it would not be a long-term situation for Carter Bryant. Bryant saying, quote, shouldn't be long. That was in an interview he gave with the San Antonio Express News prior to Game 1. So we'll kind of see and figure out if he's back and be ready to go. One of 2 Arizona alums currently still in the postseason in terms of playing, the other being Dalen Terry, who is on the bench, obviously, with the Philadelphia 76ers.
So the game last night was so bad for Philly that Dalen Terry doubled his career playoff minutes in one game. Because obviously the Bulls didn't get to the playoffs in his time there. And now that he's riding, Philly's bench, he got into 4 different games in this year's playoffs, DK. But that was 1 minute here, 2 minutes there, 3 minutes there. Last night he got in for 12 minutes because the Knicks ran away with that one.
137-98 was the final there as the Knicks just absolutely pummeled the Sixers. You mentioned the doubling of the minutes. 12 minutes, 3 points for Dalen Terry, 1 of 4 from the floor. He hit a three-pointer, 1 of 2 from 3, an assist and a steal in the game. So Dalen getting him some time there in terms of the Sixers, but they're down 1-0 as they look for Game 2 there.
Third consecutive 25-plus point margin for the Knicks, DK. No team has ever done that in NBA playoff history.
Yeah.
3 consecutive 25-point blowouts. I was actually kind of surprised to hear that no team had ever done that. I mean, remember how dominant like some of the early Lakers and early 80s Lakers and mid 80s Celtics team were against the field? Like they would go into the finals at 9 or 10 in a row, but I guess not by that margin.
Let's hear a little bit from Victor Wembanyama on the physicality that the Timberwolves defense brought to Game 1, which they were able to steal down in San Antonio.
I think there was some good and some bad. And I think the bad was, as I said, not going to what we know. But I mean, it's a lot on me because obviously my game wasn't feeling good tonight, and that's where the team is going to look for me, And if I had been better, if the offensive leaders of our team had been better, it would have been different. So basically, if everything was different, it would have been different.
Julian just talked about how one possession goes different. It's a different outcome. Can you talk about your confidence in you guys making adjustments as a team as you guys have all season long?
I mean, we're very confident. We're still very confident, and we were confident in what we were doing on the court. But honestly, I need to look at the film again to see a little bit more how the dynamics went, because right now it's a little bit blurry for me. I think I played the last 16 minutes of the game, maybe, I don't know, and it just went by like this, and that's not good. It means I didn't have the grasp on the game that I wish I did. Grasp, right? But and the subject of the playoffs, I think obviously games are more physical, but there's no back-to-backs, and sometimes 2 days in between games, so it's okay.
What did he say? Grisp? I didn't have the right grasp on it.
You didn't have the right grasp on it. Yeah.
Oh, man. Still learning a little bit of the English language there.
There are certain guys, DK, like Steph and Victor Wembanyama, who are so dominant at what they do, but they're very slight for the most part. I mean, Steph's put on some weight as he's gotten older, but, his first 5, 8, 10 years in the NBA, the one thing that people tried to do every single time was be very physical on screens. Get those elbows in there into the ribs, DK. I mean, those little things, refs can't call everything, right? So Wemby's going to get this his whole career. I mean, what are you going to do with the guy who's 7'5" and, blocks every shot in his vicinity? You really have to be extra physical. We know the NBA playoffs are more physical, but I love his perspective on that, which is just, hey, I know what people are going to bring to me. I've been seeing it my entire life. I've always been, this build. And he's had to deal with it, but he's never had to deal with it against one of the premier physical NBA defensive teams in the Timberwolves. And not to mention that they've got the size and length to combat that with Rudy Gobert, who is only a couple inches shorter, but definitely heavier. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for Victor Wembanyama to adjust to that extra level of physicality. But more than anything, last night the biggest issue was his shot selection. I mean, he was dominant inside the paint. I think it was 0 for 8 from three-point land. And they really just need to find a way to get him into better spots to score the ball. He's very efficient and very effective scoring the ball anywhere within 15 feet in. He can knock down that three. We've seen the highlights of him, putting people on skates and then knocking threes down with step backs. But I think at this stage of the NBA season, the easiest buckets are the ones you need to get. And trying those fadeaway threes, just to keep the defense honest, was a couple of ones he took last night. I would expect to see far less of those in game 2 and try to get him a little bit closer to the elbow. And especially if he gets extra defensive attention down there, he can see over any defense. So, yeah, just a little bit of tweaks. But again, young Spurs team lost the game by 2. I don't think there's no sky is falling over there for those guys. And the T-Wolves have to be elated because, as you said, Anthony Edwards is probably 70%. He just didn't have the quickness or the bounce we're used to. They don't have their starting, 3 in Dante DiVincenzo, and somehow, some way, they found a way to close out the Nuggets, and now they're up 1-0 and stole home court advantage in this second round versus the Spurs.
And they did so despite shooting just 12 of 21 from the line, did Minnesota. You mentioned Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox, top 2 scorers for San Antonio. They were 10 of 31 combined shooting in that game for 21 points, and the pair missed all 12 of their 3-point shots.
Real quick on Fox. I mean, Fox is a real hot, cold kind of guy lately, and a lot of Spurs fans, because he's a max contract guy. So this is a guy who has a max contract, And there are times, if you watch the closeout game in the first round, DK, that fourth quarter belonged to De'Aaron Fox. Every big play down the stretch of that closeout game, De'Aaron Fox made. But there's other games like tonight where he just wasn't as aggressive, had a little bit of difficulty finding his way through traffic, and they really need him, especially as a 28, 29-year-old who's been an all-star, been there, done that, been through the league a few times. They got a lot of talent on that roster, but they're all first- and second-year guys mostly, third year in Wembanyama's case. They just need, the veterans to step up in those big moments. And last night, Fox just did not bring what they needed for that Spurs team.
It was a triple-double, however, for Victor Wembanyama with the 11 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 block shots
I was
in the game.
Surprised to find out only three players have ever had 10 or more blocks.
Yeah.
Ever. So he's only the fourth player in NBA playoff history. They started tracking blocks in 73. Obviously after the giants of the 60s retired. So there's no Bill Russell in there. There's no Wilt Chamberlain in there. But yeah, only the fourth player ever in NBA playoff history to have 10 or more blocks. He had 12 last night. Although if you ask Coach Finch, maybe he should have had a few less. There were some goaltends they were complaining about. That's been a big topic today as well.
520-848-1290. You want to get in on that? Are you a Spurs fan? How do you feel down 0-1 right now? You love the Timberwolves from up north. You must be feeling really good about your guys up 1-0. Love to hear from you. 520-848-1290 is the number. We'll dive more into the other game last night as well, Sixers and the Knicks, as that was one of our Westwood One top plays from last night. Games tonight getting underway in less than an hour. My boys will be on the court in Detroit. I love the fact that in the Eastern Conference, you have Philly and New York that are right literally next to each other, kind of an hour away from each other. And you got Cleveland and Detroit on the other side, literally just like an hour away from each other by way of flight as well. So you've got a couple of nice divisional matchups here in the semifinal round to get you to whatever the Eastern Conference Finals is going to be.
Trying to keep that parity going. You know about the parity streak?
I don't know about that.
So since Toronto won, there's been no repeats. Ever since Toronto won in 2019, it was Lakers, Bucks, Warriors, Nuggets, Celtics, Thunder. So it's been a different team for the last 6 years. Obviously, Thunder, looking to change that this year, but one of those teams from the East could definitely step up into that because none of those teams that you mentioned have won a title recently.
All right, DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290 is the number. Rebecca Quiros is going to join us on the show today. Pima Softball is hosting the Region 1 tournament for the first time in 16 years. Pima Softball hosting this week. In fact, got something to tell you about that coming up as well a little bit later in our show. Also, we're going to chat with Iram Perez. He is the saxophonist and music director for Zona Libre. They are going to be performing tonight on this Cinco de Mayo down at Club Congress. Doors open at 5:30. Show starts at 6. What does Cinco de Mayo mean to you? I want to hear your thoughts on that. Tell me, what does it mean to you? 520-848-1290, the number to get in on the program. We know what cricket means to us, and so do you. She gets you where you need to be safely, and she does it every 20 minutes on the fives.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions Cortero and Thornydale, Thornydale and Cortero Farms Road, Ina and La Cholla and Ina Clearing. Some slowing on southbound Country Club at Glen and roadwork at Glen and Country Club. More backups eastbound Fort Lowell at Alvernon. 54 the overnight low, 79 sunny tomorrow and 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
We're all racing to the red light, but this isn't NASCAR. Use caution. And if your vehicle needs a pit stop, just head on over to any Brake Masters stop sign. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? The kids who actually have the money to go out there and play tennis. Why haven't we produced any of them? DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hallmark Cards presents Mother's Day at Walgreens. Celebrate every mother figure in your life with a Hallmark card at Walgreens. Show how much she means to you and how deeply she's loved. A Hallmark card is the perfect way to say thank you for all she does. Don't forget, Mother's Day is Sunday, May 10th. Visit Walgreens today to find the perfect Hallmark Mother's Day card and make her feel truly special. Mother's Day means Hallmark cards at Walgreens.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's an entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and your possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Nobody covers your cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slide it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio, 1290.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-568-2790, 800-568-2790, or biglou.com.
Paid for by Term Provider.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Cinco de Mayo, the celebration of Mexico's victory over the Second French Empire at the Battle of Puebla in 1862. They beat that dude known as Napoleon back in the day. Celebrated every year across the United States. What does it mean to you, though? We live in a community very close to the Mexican border. A lot of folks here of Mexican descent. What does Cinco de Mayo mean to you, though? I'm not of Mexican descent, but have lived here now for 18 years. Have partaken in many of these celebrations that we have in our community on this day annually. But what does it mean to you? Someone that grew up here in Southern Arizona, somebody that has a Mexican heritage. I'd love to hear what it means to you, what you do on this day, how you celebrate this day with your family or in your community. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. And I have a question of the day up on that subject here. I'll get that up here shortly for you over on Facebook. So head on over to our Facebook page, Wildcats Radio 1290, and you can comment there on what Cinco de Mayo means to you. JW obviously worked in the restaurant business here for many years, and I'm sure you partook in quite a few celebrations or have seen the magnitude of the celebrations here on Cinco de Mayo.
At bars on campus, Cinco de Mayo means limes and salt, basically, is all that means. But to me, I mean, the actual story is a bit of a bear down story, DK, because the Battle of Puebla was a very undermanned Mexican group versus a highly trained French group. And the Mexicans in that particular case were victorious. So it's kind of like, David Goliath thing. Now, the other part of that story was, Puebla is not too far from Mexico City. The French did take Mexico City after that, right? So this wasn't an overwhelming, victory over the French in that war. But the idea of not having the wherewithal, the tools, and still finding a way to get it done is the true story of that particular battle. So to me, it's always just meant perseverance and, finding a way to be strong, for your people and for your area and do whatever it takes. And we celebrate it by drinking lots of tequila and mezcal and Pacifico and Coronas.
Are you cooking tonight? You are the cooker.
I just literally 5 minutes ago texted Paige. We don't necessarily have plans right now. I just made tacos like 4 or 5 days ago. But I'm happy to. I mean, I was thinking maybe enchiladas or something like that. Something that's not super hard. Not super time consuming because I won't be home until like 6:30. But yeah, we'll figure something out. Definitely going to enjoy a nice beer tonight. I'm not going to be drinking any tequila, but I will certainly celebrate for, the city of Tucson and for all of my friends growing up who, definitely do have a much deeper meaning to them. The people you're asking to call in who are natives of Tucson and especially from the Mexico City area. Puebla is really where they celebrate it the most.
One of my college buddies for a while dabbled in a tequila making business, and that was when I got married. Now it'll be 16 years ago this year. Yeah, 2010. Yeah, 16 years ago. His gift to us was a case of his tequila for our wedding. So yeah, I don't think he doesn't dabble in it though anymore. But yeah, it was good. I was like, oh, this is good stuff, man. You should stay in this business. So took a bottle of that with us on our honeymoon to Belize. Went down to Belize there. So a lot of fun.
He better be careful because it's like champagne.
Yeah.
Like can only come from the Champagne region of France. Like tequila technically can only be made and grown in Mexico.
Right.
And that's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is like a mezcal, I think.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. I was talking in the first segment, we're going to have Rebecca Quiros coming up on our show. In fact, Rebecca will be joining us later in this hour. The softball team, the Pima women's softball team, is 44-7 on the season.
That's good.
Yeah, it is. They finished first. They won the regular season ACC championship with that 44-7 record. And so for the first time in since 2010, the program is going to host regionals. So So regionals will be here, and that'll be beginning on Thursday. In fact, we are going to take our show up to West Anklam Road on Thursday for the first round of regional play. So play will begin at noon on Thursday. That'll be the first game. There'll be 2 games on Thursday. It is the double elimination format, as we often see in softball. South Mountain is the number 2 seed. They will play Phoenix College in the first game on Thursday. Phoenix College is the number 3 seed. That'll be 11 a.m. And then the second game will be Pima against Scottsdale. That'll be at 2 o'clock. So we'll go on the air there at about 3 o'clock. So we'll be on the air during that game on Thursday. And then we'll have interviews after the game is over up on West Anklam Road. The winners will play, the losers will play in the first game of the day on Friday. That'll be at 9 a.m., the first elimination game. Then the 1-0 game will be at noon on Friday, followed by the second elimination game, which will be at 3 o'clock. And then the championship game will be on Saturday. Again, it is double elimination, so there could potentially be 2 games on Saturday, depending if the team that enters 2-0 loses in that first game, which will be at noon. There will be a second game at 3 o'clock. Pima, of course, trying to get back to the national tournament and with a team built to do so for sure. So we will chat with head coach Rebecca Quiros coming up here. They have just announced the conference. In fact, just within the last hour, the ACCAC announced their award winners for this year in Division II. And Rebecca Quiros has been named the Division II Coach of the Year. So congratulations to Rebecca Quiros at Pima College. Extremely, extremely deserving of that honor. She has been up there now for a number of years. She's the the Coach of the Year. The Pitcher of the Year also hails from Pima College. Belen Camacho is the Pitcher of the Year. And so a couple of big-time awards for the Pima softball team as they get ready to go in there. I was up there a little bit earlier today up on West Anklam Road. They were practicing this morning, got a chance to check out some of the workout, and the ladies look good. They look good, and they look ready to go for this opportunity here coming up on Thursday. So for Rebecca, this is the first time she has been Division II Coach of the Year. She's been district, however, Coach of the Year on 2 occasions, 2022 and 2025. She was the district Coach of the Year. I mentioned Belen Camacho, Pitcher of the Year. In all told, there were 11 Aztecs that were on the all-conference team. So we'll go through that list for you a little bit later. But congratulations to all of those Aztecs that were on the first. I think they do they do first team, second team, and third team. So a total of 11 Aztecs between those 3 teams. It's been a really, really good year. Looking forward to that tournament up there. The men, unfortunately, fell a little bit short on the baseball side. They finished 5th in conference play, and so they did not make it to the postseason. This year did Ken Hakami's team. But solid season, but just not one good enough to get them into the region tournament. So get on up there Thursday and Friday and Saturday and really support this Pima Aztec softball team, because they would definitely love to have you up there as they try to make a run to the national tournament, following what the women's basketball team did, getting to the national tournament and winning a national championship. The men's basketball team also getting to the national tournament this year. It's been another solid athletic year up on West
what's
Anklam
new,
Road.
man? Every year.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very blessed here in Southern Arizona with some great collegiate athletics at both the junior college and the Division I levels. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 again is the number to get in on the program. What does Cinco de Mayo mean to you? We will ask, I mentioned Hiram Perez is going to join us on the show. He is the saxophonist for Zona Libre. They are going to be performing tonight. It's a salsa party over at Club Congress. Have you been to a salsa party, J.W. Madden?
I've been to a party where people were salsa dancing and I watched.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
I took salsa lessons back in the day. Wow.
I don't think my feet can move that quick.
No?
I was never very good on defense. I was a great outside three-point shooter, DK, but my lateral movement and staying in front of drives, not exactly what I was known for.
Well, there you go. It's not for everybody. I took lessons, but I never really could quite get it all down. And I was pretty good with the hips, I think. I got the whole hip thing going.
As far as cilantro, garlic, some really nice roasted tomatoes and anything else you want to put in there, I could make you a really mean salsa, but I'm not great at salsa dancing now.
Okay. Salsa dancing, salsa eating, it's all going to be down at the Club Congress tonight. We'll chat with Hiram Perez. He and his band, Zona Libre, are going to be performing down there. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Coming up right now is cricket, getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. We'll chat with Rebecca Quiros next. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Drexel near Mission, Drexel west of Mission, a reported brush fire. Expect fire crews on scene, Drexel west of Mission. Collision at Ina and La Cholla and Ina. And busy travel, Alvernon at Grant Road with roadwork at the intersection. 54, the overnight low, 79, sunny tomorrow, 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
Quick throw, Renfro makes the catch for the touchdown.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is your home this NFL season for the Carolina Panthers.
Kicks it left.
Oh, hit him!
Loose. Oh, we got it. The Panthers cover it up near midfield. Oh, my God.
Catch Arizona football alum Tetro McMillan and South Point Catholic High School grad Lathan Ransom all season long right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring's here, and while we're all hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather in southern Arizona, we know extreme heat comes next. Torture for your tires and a test for the rest of your car, truck, or SUV. So right now's the time to get road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard or make sure your battery can make it through the summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help with decades of experience in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save even more on the tire brands you trust with big rebates up to $140 back on brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. And you'll love them even more with our low price promise. Stack up even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. So check out jackfurriers.com for all the details and even more promotions. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Hey, it's Coach Tommy Lloyd. I trust Right Way for all my home services.
The Arizona summer heat is here, but don't sweat it. Upgrade your AC now with Right Way's pre-summer special. Get up to $3,000 credit for your old AC plus 0% financing for 60 months. You'll also get 10 years parts and labor warranty, manufacturer, and efficiency rebates. Stay cool, save big, and breathe easy all summer long. Call 520-201-8220 or visit rightwayac.com today.
If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Everyone loves to get together for food, fun, and sports. But what's the best spot? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire, Catalina, and Oro Valley. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and for our neighbors for years, and we get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. At our Catalina Grill, you'll love the elevated bar fare and barbecue, served in our relaxed and fun neighborhood grill. Fork and Fire Catalina, where great food meets good times and a strong community. Bring everyone on down to Fork and Fire in Catalina and Oro Valley.
Jim Rome takes on sports.
Why? Because I have a job to do.
With rapid fire takes.
So I don't want to hear from you lava pigs on this notion today. No idea what you're talking about. You're complaining more than you like to breathe air. It's like you get up in the morning only to complain and cry and moan on social media about things that you don't even understand.
He's the Spitfire of sports smack.
Take advantage of it. Get up in here.
The Jim Rome Show podcast.
What's your beef?
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
You've been warned.
When the moments in your life are too important to miss, you can trust O'Reilly Auto Parts to keep you and your plans on the road. Our professional parts people can test your vehicle's battery and even give it a charge if needed. In most cases, we can install your new battery for free. It's just one of the many services we provide at O'Reilly Auto Parts to ensure life's best moments don't find you stranded.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes and get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Later this month, the Kansas City Chiefs will hold OTAs. Andy Reid said quarterback Patrick Mahomes is on track to participate at the end of this month. In a tough division with both Denver and Los Angeles looking to be playoff teams. To keep pace in the AFC, the Chiefs will need to get off to a fast start. And they can't expect Justin Fields, the new backup for Mahomes, to get it done. I'm Chris Black.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really worked so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, for the first time since 2010, 16 years, Pima Softball is hosting the Region 1 Championships coming up Thursday, Friday, and Saturday up on the West Campus, West Anklam Road. Let's talk to the head coach of the Pima Softball team. She joins us now, Rebecca Quiros. Rebecca, appreciate you taking time. The Coach of the Year, ACC AC Division II, just announced this afternoon. Congratulations, Rebecca Quiros. What does that honor mean to you?
Thank you. First, thank you so much for having me. I'm very honored to be here and talk with you guys. And to me, it just means that my team and my staff and my community and my families of these players rallied around us all year, and it was a total team effort. So I don't really see it as an individual, more as a team, and I'm so proud of my team.
Obviously, you guys went to the World Series last year, and so there was expectations coming into this year to potentially get back there. You have an opportunity to do that, winning the regular season championship in 44-7. Just how did you like the way that the girls kind of took on that the pressure of or the expectations of what they did last year, and were able to at least to this point meet those expectations?
I think we just have a really good balance of upperclassmen and underclassmen, and our sophomores want to get back there and kind of finish the job that that they thought they could have done last year, and we were so close to getting into that semifinal game. And I think the sophomores just really put them on their back, and I like to call them the pups, because we're learning every day from each other. But they just kind of put them on their back, and our freshmen are just so eager to learn and kind of do whatever they say. They trust them, and I love that about this team. They're just very resilient. Anything that's kind of thrown at them, we just go and we keep moving and keep throwing punches, and I'm just very, very proud of this group.
So you mentioned the World Series last year. You went 3-2 there. What do you think is the biggest thing they learned about the competition at that level?
It's definitely a dogfight, and the competition that we faced up there kind of really put us in play for what we need to do for this year. So we went back to the drawing board. We created a fall schedule that was going to push us to our limits. We played UTEP, we played University of Arizona, we played ASU, we played GCU. We had New Mexico State on our schedule prior to some changes there. But we just went back, we hit the drawing board, and we wanted to make our fall extremely difficult so that when we stepped right into conference, we were prepared. And that's exactly what happened. These girls just came out battling every game.
Rebecca Quiros is joining us. She is the head coach of the Pima softball team. Region 1 tournament will begin up at West Anklam Road on Thursday. Aztecs will play in the second game of the day at 2 p.m. There's a game at 11 a.m. As well. You mentioned obviously a very sophomore-led team, but some of your best hitters have been coming from that freshman group, including your top hitter, Isabel Rodriguez out of Saurita. Tell me a little bit about Isabel and what she's been able to add in her first season.
Well, Izzy's going to come in and do a great job for us in the leadoff spot. She comes in with a lot of speed. We have moved our top of the lineup around all year due to injuries and just some changes that have happened, and she kind of stepped in and she did her job. And the thing with Izzy is she has Clarissa Figueroa behind her, then she has Jalissa Lopez behind her next, and then you have Giselle. So she has 3 seasoned sophomores that have experience. So her job is really simple. She needs to get on base, and I don't care if she gets hit. I don't care if she hits the ball. I don't care what it is, because behind her she has a juggernaut of just offensive power, and that's exactly what we want for her.
Well, and 80 hits for the season. That's pretty good with an average of 440 for sure. And you mentioned some of the injuries, obviously, you guys suffered early, and one of them, I understand, was your transfer from Phoenix, Jakaya Graves, who came down here and had stolen over 40 bases last year. So I imagine she was someone you thought you were going to have at the top of the lineup.
Yeah, well, things happen, and Jakaya is such a great kid. She's so team-oriented. She hasn't missed a moment with her team. So she had, she had a surgery. She got that done, and literally the day of her surgery, she was back out with her team. And that's exactly those are the kind of players that we want. Those are the kind of players that we recruit. Same thing with Alyssa Aguirre, who we lost due to an injury. Same thing. Those girls have been by this team's side through everything. And, Kaya's getting ready to go to ASU on a full-ride softball scholarship, and she's going to do great things. She's working very hard with our athletic training, and we are just in her corner rooting for her.
I think we talked last year to Giselle Nunez, and she's had another solid power year for you, 13 home runs to lead this team, 55 runs batted in also at the top. What does it do to have a power bat like hers in the lineup? What does that allow this offense to be able to do?
Well, like I said with Izzy, we got to get on base for her. Her and Jalissa have been driving in runs all year. Clarissa has been doing a great job. But the thing, Giselle's just very scary with the bat. She hits to all fields. She hits changeups. She hits rise balls. She hits drop balls. She hits everything. And so this is the kind of player that you want, with a bat with the game on the line. Or a lot of teams aren't throwing to her right now. So she's also doing a great job of being patient and taking walks when they present her. But, we're just really hoping we can keep Giselle home. I'd love to see her at ASU or U of A where she can really swing it.
11 of your players were on the all-tournament team that was released today. One of your pitchers, Belén Camacho, named pitcher of the year. She's one of those sophomores that we've been talking about, 15-2 record on the year. You've kind of used her in some different ways. You've brought her into a lot. You haven't started her as much maybe as some of your other pitchers like Adriana Machado and Soraya Fiorentina. But what was the decision to kind of maybe start her sometimes, but bring her in later on a lot of occasions?
Well, we found a system that works, and we found a system that is best for this team and best for this pitching staff. And Nikki Johnson, our pitching coach, what she has done in the bullpen is absolute magic. She's kept them healthy. She's kept them in shape. She's kept them throwing, just phenomenal bullpens and great live during practice. We just found a system that worked. And Belén Camacho is a starter. She would be a starter anywhere in the country. But she's also our Mariano Rivera, who will come in and just do the job. We just found a system that works, and Belén is just outstanding on the field and off the field.
Well, and you mentioned Nikki Johnson and your other assistant, Jennifer Martinez. How many years is this now? You guys have been together, it seems like, at least 6-7+ years together, the three of you?
Yes.
How long has it been?
Oh, I'm lucky I get to coach with my best friends, and we're in our 8th season right now.
Wow.
And we've had, we went back-to-back World Series runs in D1 and D2. Made some history with those teams, and it's getting better every year because these girls just continue to set the standard, and it starts with my amazing staff, absolutely.
And your dad, he hangs around sometimes to kind of keep an eye on things. How's Coach Armando doing? And I know he's got to be thrilled that this tournament is in town this weekend.
Yes, he is, and he's my toughest critic and my most supportive critic at the same time, and so having him around just kind of keeps me, keeps me up to par, and I'm working to do what's best for this team, and he's always watching me and protecting me, and I just really appreciate the support that I have way beyond the softball field. So, yes, he's a nice little secret weapon to have when it comes to that old school ball.
Obviously, we're doing this show today, Cinco de Mayo, and I asked in the first segment, and I'll ask you this question because obviously, Rebecca, you are of Mexican heritage. What does this day mean to you? What, as somebody that's of Mexican heritage, because I'm not, what does Cinco de Mayo mean to you and your family? What were some of the heritages that maybe you grew up with that were associated with this day?
Oh, man, I'm very proud of my heritage. I'm very proud to represent my community, and my dad always taught me from a young age, don't ever forget where you come from. Your last name means a lot, and it goes back, and my Nana and Tata, everything that I do has been centered around and built upon making my community and my family proud. So it's just really about, fighting for the name on the back of your jersey and carrying on that family heritage.
We're chatting with the head coach of your Pima softball team, Rebecca Quiros. And Rebecca, really these last, 4 years have been tremendous for this program. What do you think has allowed you guys to flip that switch? It started really in 23-24 when you guys, I think, hit 40 wins for the first time, and now that's been consistent the last 3 seasons. What's allowed you guys to get to this point where now you're consistently, near the top of this conference every year, whether you're the 1 seed or the 2 seed, and have an opportunity to, again, like we mentioned at the top, bring this tournament home here to Tucson for the first time in a long time?
Well, it starts with the community, and it starts with the families trusting us and trusting in what we do making sure their kids are going to come here. They're going to get a great education. They're going to get signed if that's what they want to do. But most importantly, just, like any good thing takes time. And if I have some ingredients that I need to work through and to make the meal that we want, then that's what we're going to do. We've had to make changes and we've had some setbacks. But at the end of the day, what great program hasn't gone through that? And I'm just so honored that I get to follow in the footsteps of Stacey Iverson and my father, who, really, really tough shoes to fill. But I am open to the challenge, and I'm honored to have it.
Absolutely. And it's interesting. I mean, when your second best pitcher on the team this year has been Adriana Machado, who comes out of that CDO program. She wasn't necessarily one of their frontline players when she was there, but she's been able to carve out a really important role on your team. What's the key to maybe finding some of those diamonds in the rough out there?
Well, Adriana, all she needed was an opportunity, and she came here and she jumped all over it. She knew we needed pitching. We lost two pitchers to Division I, and she knew we needed pitching. She probably didn't get the opportunity that she wanted in high school. She had a great pitcher in front of her, and Amelia, who's at Oregon State now. But Adri came here. She wanted the ball. She got the ball, and between her and Soraya and Brooke and Belen, we have just managed to find something that works, and these girls have just done great, just being such great team players.
Okay, now it has always been a very local-dominated team, like you mentioned that you have, but you do have two players from Hawaii this year. How did those two young ladies come to be in the program?
They're doing great, just great people. I get invited to a lot of Hawaii stuff, and going out there, I met some great people, and it's all about networking and finding people that you trust and have the players, best interest. Everybody wants to go Division I, and that's great. I think that's a great goal to have. But I think Pima and any JUCO is a great place to be, to kind of set your foundation, get your gen eds out of the way, get your school paid for, and then kind of go into, go into the next program without debt and into your major. So I think we're just a great place to be. Pima is a great option if you want to win, if you want to get a degree, and stuff like that. So I'm very proud of them. Very happy with my Hawaii girls.
And if you follow Rebecca Quiros online, you know she is not just a head coach. She is also a baseball mom. She's got a couple of youngsters who are starting to play the game. Well, what's that like for mom seeing her youngsters out there on the ball field right now?
Oh, man, don't be mad at me, but baseball is very slow. I'm struggling with baseball because it's just the game is so slow. The bases are so far, and I go out there and I try to be a mom, but I can't get out of my coaching hat, and I'm always yelling at my son to hustle. But look, just give me some time. But baseball is hard for me to adjust to, so I apologize to all the baseball people out there.
It is a much slower sport than softball. That's for sure. Rebecca, what do people need to know about if they want to come up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? What are some of the important things to know about the event?
Our first game is at 11 p.m. Second game is 2 p.m. You'll have 4 great teams just going head-to-head all weekend. We will be charging. We will have, stuff here for the fans. Come on out if you want to see some great ball, and just please come support your Aztecs. We're very grateful.
There you go. Rebecca, hey, best of luck this week.
Thank you. Go Aztecs.
There you go. Aztec tough indeed. Rebecca Quiros, head coach, Pima Softball, Division II ACC AC, Coach of the Year. They'll play at 2 on Thursday. We'll be up there live. Our show will be, in fact, we're going to have 3 days. We have a 3-day road trip coming up this week. We'll be out at Arizona Baseball tomorrow. We'll be out at Pima Softball on Thursday and Arizona Baseball again on Friday. So come out and see us as well at those locations. DK on the Sports Tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Tancaverde and Bear Canyon and Tancaverde working a new reported collision. Earlier crash, Ina and La Cholla and Ina. Some slowing Park Avenue and 22nd Street with roadwork on site. 54 the overnight low, 79, and sunny tomorrow, 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
Around Tucson, you've probably seen Cruz on the road across our community. Because Cruz isn't just another law firm, we care about this community. And when one of our own is injured in an accident, we can help. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Biggie Deals. Choose one of Wendy's new Biggie Deals. At $4, $6, and $8, pick one of the new Biggie Deals you're craving. For a pretty biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Touchdown, Arizona.
With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play, we bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
When the moments in your life are too important to miss, you can trust O'Reilly Auto Parts to keep you and your plans on the road. Our professional parts people can test your vehicle's battery and even give it a charge if needed. In most cases, we can install your new battery for free. It's just one of the many services we provide at O'Reilly Auto Parts to ensure life's best moments don't find you stranded.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes and get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Drats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya. Hooray! That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Bar, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Tune in Wednesday as Chip Hale and your Arizona Wildcats host the New Mexico State Aggies. Catch every game with the voice of the Wildcats, Brian Jeffries, on your home for University of Arizona Athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't scare me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
A fiduciary has the regulatory obligation to put your best interest first. Trajan Wealth is a financial fiduciary for your investments. Call today, 520-200-1600.
Securities offered through Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, hour number 2 of our show, 520-848-1290 is the phone number if you'd like to get in. We talked a lot of Pima softball in that first hour. Again, tournament coming up Thursday. Region 1 championships back here in Southern Arizona. First time in 16 years. Head on up there. Game at 11 a.m. The 11 a.m. game will be between who? Phoenix. I think I said Phoenix and South Mountain. And then Pima will play Scottsdale at 2 o'clock on Thursday. We will have our show there live on West Anklam Road. Looking forward to that. Second time this year we've taken our show up to West Anklam Road and Pima College. So we'll be at U of A tomorrow, U of A baseball, New Mexico State is in town. I don't think we have any. I'll have to look. I don't know if we have any players. We generally have like a local player or two on the New Mexico State baseball team. I don't know that we have any this particular year, but we'll check on that for you. So we'll be there tomorrow for that game. It's a 6 o'clock first pitch. You will hear that game right here on Wildcats Radio 1290 with Brian Jeffries. And then we will have, we'll be up at Pima on Thursday for the Region 1 tournament. And then we'll be at U of A again on Friday for the opening night of the final home series of the year against the Houston Cougars. Julio Ramos from Nogales pitches for
Yeah,
New
that's the only
Mexico
Southern
State.
Arizona member. The rest are Chandler, Phoenix area.
Yeah.
Eugene, Oregon in here as well.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, Scottsdale, Chandler, they're well represented. I think it looks like 6 or 7 players from Arizona.
Yeah, they
one
usually
from
have
Southern.
quite a few guys from, they recruit heavily over here. So there's usually a few guys over here that will be playing for that program. I did want to get to the full list of the young ladies from the program over at Pima that were awarded Division II postseason honors today, coming off their regular season championship. So all ACCAC first team. We mentioned Belen Camacho was the pitcher of the year for Pima. America Lopez Badao, also one of their pitchers, was first team all ACCAC. Giselle Nunez, we mentioned, 13 homers, 55 RBIs. She is on the list. And Isabel Rodriguez, who has 80 hits on the season, batting .440, was also first team all ACCAC. Second team, Adriana Machado, and you'll hear from Adriana. She is on the team with her twin sister Brooklyn Machado. Adriana and Brooklyn Machado, they both played at CDO in that fabulous Dorado program for Kelly Fowler. You'll hear
Machado's
from them.
Dorados, is that what you just said?
Machado's Dorados. The Machados who play for the Dorados. Apparently the whole family has gone through CDO. Older sister played there. Older brother played baseball there. So the Machados have their signature all over the program up on what's the name of the Calle? I forget the name of the street. I pass it all the time. But their name is all over that program. So Adriana, who again wasn't like we mentioned, wasn't like a frontline pitcher at CDO, but has really found her groove in her first season in JC. So good for her. Soleil Ponce is also on the second team. Julissa Lopez is on the second team as well. Third teamers, Clarissa Figueroa, Kayla Hendricks, and Isabel Mendoza.
That was my mom's name.
Yeah. Isabel?
Ponce.
Oh, Ponce. Okay.
Florence was actually her given name, but her younger
Right.
sister couldn't pronounce that, so somehow it became Ponce.
Ah.
And then she went to England and found out that that's actually a bad word in England. So good thing we're not
It's
on
usually,
British
isn't
Airways.
it always like the younger sibling can't pronounce the name?
Very
and then
common.
It becomes
Yeah, super
something-
common. Yeah. It's so cute that this gibberish coming out of this two-year-old's mouth isn't quite what it should be. So let's name this person this for the rest of their lives. Yeah.
Calle Concordia is the street that I could not remember with CDO.
By the way, DK, on the Aggies having a lot of Arizonans on their roster typically, the Phoenix metro area is 2.5 times the size of New Mexico's population. So there are a lot more prospects, I think, to choose from coming over to Arizona than they have locally.
Probably. I would not disagree with that. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We will get you coming up a little bit later, our Westwood One top plays. That'll be also coming up in this hour. Also, we're going to hear from Hiram Perez here. What does Cinco de Mayo mean to you? I still have not gotten that question up on our Facebook page, but I will get that to you. What does it mean to you growing up here in Southern Arizona? And I'd love to hear just stories, family traditions, things that you do that have been a part of your family legacy as you celebrate. Because really, it's, again, and we mentioned at the top, it's about one particular battle, but it's really seen across the country as a day to celebrate all that is Mexican heritage.
Yeah, and I think, growing up here in Tucson, DK, I mean, I obviously was at a lot. I mean, I had a lot of people, a lot of friends growing up, and partook in a lot of customs, local customs for Mexican families, especially from young people. That's a huge part of the culture. I think if you're in Minnesota or somewhere much further from the border, Cinco de Mayo is a way for you to celebrate Mexican heritage, Mexican culture. I think for those of us who grew up in Tucson, it's a little bit, we do that every day.
Right.
That whole thing. So, I think it's important to obviously maintain that respect and that idea of celebrating where that heritage and culture comes from. And I think for them, I'm not obviously trying to talk for anybody else, but I would hope that that's what a lot of people think of today when they're drinking tequila and eating their salsa, that it's just a celebration of, in general, even though the date itself is often confused with some kind of Independence Day, but it's really not that. I just think that it's important just to make sure that you celebrate the culture. That's all.
I mentioned yesterday that I was out at tennis over the weekend, and so was Tommy Lloyd. Tommy Lloyd was there at the tennis event at the Robinson
Everybody
Tennis
was
Center.
there.
Yeah, all the bigwigs, all the folks that matter were there for sure. And but then after that, Tommy was down at the Tucson Sugar Skulls game Saturday night. He was we talked to him a little bit at the tennis event. He's like, "Yeah, I think this is the first time I've been out of my house," he said, since they got back from the Final Four.
He predicted it. I mean, that's self-fulfilling prophecy, because he said, like, as soon as he was done with the season, I'm going to go sit in my cave and not go out much.
Yeah. Exactly. It's probably, whatever work he's doing, he's probably doing from the lounge chair out on his deck, because that's certainly what I would. My office would be on the deck with my house shoes on and in my comfortable chair.
And
for sure.
Truth be told, I mean, college basketball coaches, DK, work 20 hours a day every single day of the year.
Yeah.
So let's not pretend like, Coach Lloyd is sitting on his back porch with his legs kicked up. This is a heavy recruiting period. This is the portal period. He's been very busy and involved in all of that stuff. But obviously, after a very long and successful season, you got to take a little bit of time off, and it's nice to enjoy, having a nice house up in the foothills. I'm sure it helps with that.
So Tommy was at the Sugar Skulls game. He did talk to K-Gun 9 there, because K-Gun 9, I think they still handle the broadcasts for the Sugar Skulls games. So we'll let you hear what he had to say. He did have a little bit to say about Coapete, because there's a lot of talk about Coapete and what potentially his plan might be. There's been some mock drafts that have come out in the last week or two. Once everybody that decided they were putting their name in did so, and his name is. I've seen mock drafts that have him in the 20s, but I also have seen a mock draft that has him in the lottery.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. I mean, there's a decision he'll have to make depending on how he feels the grades come back on him about whether or not he wants to stay in that or go to the league. And so we'll hear what Tommy Lloyd had to say coming up a little bit later about all of that. Joining us now, though, is the third member of our team today. It is Cricket.
Hi, gentlemen.
Cricket, it is Cinco de Mayo.
It is.
Yes. Are you cooking out at all tonight? Are you?
Oh gosh,
Are you making your favorite drink tonight? Are you doing anything of note or?
No.
No. Okay.
It's school night.
It's a school.
What are you boys up to? Tequila shots? Yeah, shots.
Well, we actually went out Saturday night and celebrated a little bit. We
All
went
the
to,
parties were this
I've
weekend.
never been to. Went to a restaurant up on, or I think it was up on Ina called Villa. I'd never been there before.
Was it good?
But it was very good. It was very good. Yeah, I'm surprised that I'd never been to this particular spot before. But yeah, it was a birthday / Cinco de Mayo celebration. So yeah, it was good. I don't know that I'm doing anything in particular tonight. But the Cavs are playing, so I'll probably just go home and watch the game, and maybe I don't even know if I have any tequila at home.
What?
Tonight.
Well, I don't either, but as Doug would say, Doug would call this an amateur night. This is where
exactly right.
It's the amateur night.
One of many.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because I really would like to make my own. I'd like make my own margarita. I've never tried to make a margarita.
What?
Yeah, I've never tried to make one.
Like the very first alcohol you really, 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 really have a bad experience on is one you don't tend to go back to.
For me, that was tequila.
Vodka and tequila for me.
For
like
you?
I don't.
You guys
we have
both?
vodka in our house, but I don't think I have a bottle of tequila in my house.
Oh, I don't mind tequila. I think it was Sambuca for me.
I remember that Saturday, USC Oregon State.
You remember it?
It was very, very vague. I remember parts of it.
You remember the aftermath is what you remember.
The bad parts from the
parts
bad
of it.
stuff
I remember falling asleep in the third quarter of the game. So, yeah.
Okay, maybe no tequila for either one of you gentlemen tonight.
Maybe no tequila.
No.
I went to Cabo one time with my roommate whose mom lived down there.
Ooh.
And we went to the bar of a USC, he was a former USC football player who has a bar down there and a huge
Cabo?
booster. And they made their own mezcal that they had to keep in a metal container because it would eat through the glass.
Yeah.
That I don't remember the day after that one either. Yeah, that's a day I have fuzzy memories of that day as well.
Oops.
My USC brethren making good mezcal, apparently.
Hey. I mean, there's some very loose rules and regulations, I think. So pretty much do whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Wow.
I was telling Jada, one of my buddies got into the tequila business for a while, and he, his gift to us when we got married was he sent us an entire case. So we were drinking that tequila for about 2 years.
Oh, just 2 years, huh? Right on.
Yeah, it took us a while to get through because I don't think my wife really drinks tequila, so it took us about 2. We gave away a lot of those bottles to other people, so there we go. All right, Cricket. It's got quotes. Lots of quotes. What's today's quote that we won't know the answer to?
When the boogeyman goes to sleep, he checks his closet for me.
Wait. When he goes to sleep, he checks his closet for you?
When the boogeyman goes to sleep, he checks his closet for me. Who said that?
When the boogeyman goes to sleep, was that the girl from what was
No, it's not.
No.
It sounds like something like Shaq would say. Honestly,
wait. What was the one with the claw guy? What was that? The claw, the scary claw movies with the guy with the claw hand.
Yeah.
What was that?
Freddy.
Freddy.
Oh,
Freddy.
yeah, no.
Yeah, that wasn't the girl from Freddy.
No.
That was Nightmare on Elm Street, right? Is that Freddy?
Yes. Yes, but this was not
Okay.
Freddy.
All
This
right.
was Chuck Norris said, when the boogeyman goes to sleep, he checks his closet for me.
Oh, yeah, because Chuck Norris would be a guy that you would be, even the boogeyman would be afraid of.
All right.
How about that? Didn't Chuck Norris, he just died,
Yes,
right?
he did.
Yes, rest in peace. Chuck Norris.
Yes.
All right.
Tough guy.
That's a good one.
I thought it was kind of a fun, silly
Yes.
one.
Yes,
threw that in there.
indeed.
I hope I think I might have some more Chuck Norris in our bucket of quotes.
Oh, man, you're just going, were you a fan of his?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know anything bad about him.
Okay.
And, I just thought that he was like that.
We're from that era, though. Like Chuck
yeah.
Norris's heyday, like before he got on Walker, Texas Ranger TV, like his heyday for movies was when we were growing up. Like, that was nothing but Chuck Norris movies.
I'm trying to remember my favorite Chuck Norris movie. I'm not remembering one right now, though.
Delta Force.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. I'll have to.
Because he had like 2 Uzis in that one, didn't he? I mean, who walks around with 2 Uzis?
And that
what are you doing
makes a
out
good
there,
movie.
Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the boogeyman checks his closet for Chuck
Are
Norris.
you sure that wasn't Winston Churchill?
Too bad Dragon Ball isn't here
No.
to tell us.
There you go. There you go. All right. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives. We are going to talk some Cinco de Mayo and music with Idam Perez, who's going to be performing tonight at the Club Congress coming up at 6 o'clock. That's straight ahead. Cricket getting you home right now with traffic and weather.
And from the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions, Prince Road, or a crash, I should say, Prince Road near Tucson, west of Tucson Boulevard on Prince Road. And a closure in effect, Tancaverde near Bear Canyon. Travel on Tancaverde west of Bear Canyon blocked for some urgent repair work. 54, the overnight low, 79, sunny tomorrow, and 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
We're all racing to the red light, but this isn't NASCAR. Use caution. And if your vehicle needs a pit stop, just head on over to any Brake Masters stop sign. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
The jungle has moved to afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we kept the homeowners warm this winter. Now, let's get ready for summer.
It's super tune-up time at Right Way. We'll perform our 42-point Energy Saver tune-up on your air conditioning system for just $79. We'll remove years of dirt, grime, and leaves from your outdoor unit to help your system run more efficiently and reliably, all for only $79. If you have an AC that leaks refrigerant, we'll also include a leak check at no charge. And if you call this week and ask for the early bird special, you can get the entire service for just $59. Call today. If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5905. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-583-5905. That's 800-583-5905.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better. Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Don't forget to download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It slaps. We've got full coverage of the Wildcats, the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, Pima College. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app today.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on, come on.
Don't you die on me!
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, good fellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Rats!
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, Cinco de Mayo here. Lots of celebrations throughout southern Arizona. One of those will be over at Club Congress. It is the Cinco de Mayo Salsa Party. Headlining on the main stage will be Zona Libre, which is fronted by Hiram Perez. And he joins us right now on the program. Hiram, appreciate you taking some time to join us. First of all, let's talk about this great event that's coming up here. You guys are going to be there. It'll be a night of dancing and celebrations and all kinds of drink specials. And what will folks that come out to see you and the band play on Tuesday night, what can they expect?
Well, we'll be doing a combination of salsa, just Latin music in general, combination of Latin styles, which include salsa, cumbia, merengue, and bachata. And this is actually our first time playing it here at the actual Hotel Congress Plaza, so we're really excited about it.
Wow. So, I mean, like you guys, but I would imagine you guys play all over town. What are some of the different venues that folks have been able to see you in and can see you in here around town?
So we've had a nice tenure at Brother John's now, going on more than 9 years. We were there every Friday for a while, but starting this year, we scaled back down to every second and fourth Fridays of the month, where you can still continue to watch us play, But you can also hear us play every first Sunday of the month at the Playground, which we've been doing that, I guess now 2.5 years or so. So it's been fun. You know, both venues offer different things for people. You know, one's outside, one's inside, and we tend to get a younger crowd at the Playground, and we get more of our regulars at Brother John's, given we've been there for so many years.
It is the Cinco de Mayo Salsa Party featuring Zona Libre. Doors open at 5:30. Show starts at 6 o'clock. You can get your tickets over at Club Congress, clubcongress.com. They are $12 in advance. They'll be $15 the day of show, so make sure that you get those tickets. It is a 16 and plus party, so you can bring your teenagers out to the event for sure. First, Hiram, how long has Zona Libre? When did you start this band?
Zona Libre started as a trio. What would I say, like 15, 16 years ago? We started at Star Pass Marriott.
Oh, wow.
And from there, it evolved. You know, I started adding more members, and eventually, you know, we started playing just top 40 and cumbia, and a little bit of salsa, and then, you know, there was a high demand for salsa music, and a lot of our followers and people that started coming out to the shows were like, hey, why don't you guys play more salsa music? So it kind of, you know, morphed into what it is now, which is anywhere from an 8 to 9 piece orchestra, and we primarily play salsa. I would say 50% salsa. Like if you come and check us out at any one of our given shows, and then I try blend all the other Latin styles for the other half, you know, because I like, everybody has different tastes of what kind of music they like to hear and dance. So I try to accommodate everybody.
So now, way back in the day when I was a much younger man, I did take some salsa lessons. It's actually when I lived down in Tennessee, which is kind of weird. I don't know why. Tennessee is not the place you would think for somebody to be taking salsa lessons, but that's kind of where I got into it. Are there people there teaching as well that night, or is it pretty much the folks that know how to do it?
The great thing about the Tucson community is that, to answer your question first, I don't think there's going to be an instructor there, but
okay.
At our other venues, at Brother John's, yes, we do have an instructor that comes in once in a while. There's no set schedule for that. But what I was getting at is that the great thing about the Tucson community is that everybody's willing to teach you how to dance salsa music. You know what I mean? You got some beginners, intermediate, and some pro dancers that are awesome, and they are all willing to show you the basic steps of salsa music. But there are also quite a few dance clubs around town that just specialize in just doing that, just teaching you how to dance salsa music.
We are joined by Hiram Perez. He is the front man for Zona Libre. They're going to be at the salsa party over at Club Congress, 5:30 doors open, 6 o'clock show will start. Hiram, how long have you been involved in music? When did you start your music career? How long does that go back?
So I'm 52 years old now, and I started playing violin when I was in kindergarten. That's where I started. So I've been playing music basically my entire life. And from there, I grew up in Nogales, Mexico, and Nogales, Arizona. And I picked up the saxophone right around the fourth grade, I think it was. Yes, the fourth grade. And I haven't stopped. Music's a big part of my life. I passed that on to my son. My son's a music major at the U of A right now. It's a big part of my life of my family. And I've worked on. I used to work for the Ringling Brothers Circus as a musician, and I did a Carnival Cruise Lines when I was much younger. But I studied music at the University of Arizona many moons ago, and it really hasn't. That's all I've done my whole life is play music for a living, which I feel very grateful to be able to do.
Okay, so who put the violin in your hand at kindergarten? Was that your mom, your grandmother, one of your grandfathers? Who was responsible for putting the violin in your hand when you're in kindergarten? And what was that like? Like when they gave this thing to you, like was that something you thought you wanted to do, or how did you learn how to play that?
My friend, I think it was watching a show, a Mexican show. And there was a group that came out, and there was this a young guy playing violin on there, and I don't know why I still remember this, but yes, to answer your question, I was like, hey, that's kind of cool. It sounds cool. It looks cool, and so I asked my folks to if I could play, and there was like a show and tell of instruments and whatnot, and at the time I could only play violin because of my age. You couldn't start playing woodwinds or brass winds till you got to the fourth or the fifth grade. So, and I started playing violin for quite a few years. Even when I moved up here to Tucson, I was still playing violin. This is like middle school time, but it just and the violin was never my true calling, I guess. Even though I remember I do enjoy playing it. But I know that once I started playing the saxophone, when I was given that opportunity, it was life-changing for me at the time. Even as a kid like that, I was like, wow, this is what I want to play.
You mentioned a few minutes ago a couple of interesting gigs that you've had in your career. So you traveled with Ringling Brothers? I've been to the circus. I don't remember a lot of saxophone players at the circus, but how long did you do that?
So I did Ringling Brothers from 2004 to 2008, roughly 4 years. And I got to travel. We didn't go international, but we did travel the entire United States, and that was a lot of fun. And I got to meet a lot of interesting people, and I met my wife there, and that's where that was a big part of my life for 4 years, just traveling nonstop. And after a while, it became it was a little too much, kind of a bit redundant, after just playing the same music over and over and traveling. And, I used to live on a train. So it was fun for a while. But then, after a while, I was also getting a little older, and I was thinking, like, you know what, I want to play music that really brings joy to my heart.
So you met your wife at the circus. Like, was she a performer?
She was a dancer. Yes.
Wow.
She was a dancer, and yes, and we have a 21-year-old son together. So
okay.
And
did she think you were cool? Did she think you were cool playing the saxophone, or how did the relationship begin?
I think we it's a very the circus is a very tight-knit community. You know what I mean? We are always around each other, and we just we started seeing each other around, and we got to know each other. We started going out and dating, and the rest is history.
And you guys came out with an album a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, like 2.5 years ago, we came out with an original self-titled album. And we are working on our second album right now, which is going to be a little bit more. It's going to be not as salsa, Latin jazz heavy, and it's going to be a little bit more commercial. I guess that's the best word I can use. And we've done 2 songs so far. We got about another 6 to go. So hopefully within the next few months we'll get that finished.
Now you mentioned
put it out for everybody.
You mentioned your 21-year-old son. Is he in the band yet, or has he got his own thing going?
Not yet, but he does. He has his own thing going with his group of friends from the U of A. I'm really proud of him. He actually just turned 21 a few days ago, and we had a party for him, and everything was great. So he's right now, but what he does do is he does help me with the equipment, set up and tear down, and he's learning the ropes. But I'm extremely proud of him. He's came a long way. He started a little later playing. He's a guitar player. He started playing a little later, but now he's really thriving, and both his mom and dad are extremely proud of him.
There you go. Now, is your wife still involved in the music side at all, or no?
No, my wife owns a Pilates studio called Movement Revolution.
Okay.
And it's awesome. Yeah, it's located in the Swan and Fort Lowell area. And if you want some of the best Pilates in town, make sure to go see her. It's called Movement Revolution.
There you go.
My wife's name is Morella Rosa.
All right. Morella Rosa?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. It is Zona Libre. Where'd you guys come up with the name of the group?
I couldn't tell you, my friend. It's just I forgot. We were just throwing around some names. I think when some of the original guys, and Zona Libre, which translates to free zone. I'm like, hey, that sounds kind of cool. But the full name of the band is Zona Libre Band, because Zona Libre, there's actually a couple of Zona Libres, in South America and in Mexico. So I had to add the band to it just so I can, have our own title for the band and for legality and all that good stuff.
Do you guys travel? Do you play down in Mexico at all?
No, we're mostly local.
Okay.
We mostly we'll go up to Phoenix occasionally, but we would love to travel, and so hopefully after we release this next album, and some things, if some things take off. Hopefully that opportunity will be there for us.
All right. Hiram, continued success with everything that you and Zona Libre are doing. Again, it is the Club Congress Salsa Party. Do you know anything about the salsa part of that? Are there going to be folks down there making salsa? What's that? Do you know anything about what that entails?
Actually, I'm not too sure about that. I'm sure if you go on to the Club Congress social media pages, you'll get more information. But we also have my good friend DJ Tony T spinning before we start, during our break, and after we're done. So it's going to be a night of dancing and just having a great time.
There you go. Zona Libre, Club Congress, Cinco de Mayo. Hiram, appreciate hearing about your musical history, continued success here with your band in Southern Arizona.
Thank you so much, and thank you for giving me the opportunity for this interview. I really appreciate it.
There you go. Cinco de Mayo. What does it mean to you? I've got that question up right now over on both our Facebook and our Twitter pages so you can chime in. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Sabino Canyon near River, Sabino Canyon south of River Road, crash reported. Collision Prince Road near Tucson, Prince Road to the west of Tucson Boulevard. Tanque Verde near Bear Canyon, we've got a big closure in effect, and traffic on Tanque Verde west of Bear Canyon. Tanque Verde west of Bear Canyon closed due to urgent and unexpected repair work. For your weather, 54 the overnight low, 79 sunny tomorrow, and is 74 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's has the brands pros trust to get the job done. Get 10% off new Catalyst fencing solutions when you buy in bulk. Plus, save $180 on a select DeWalt miter saw. Valid through 5/6 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? Desiree Reed-Francois joins us, the voice of the Wildcats, Ryan Jeffries. We're chatting with Kim Doss, Lamont Lovett, Sean Elliott, Choya High School. Ryan Hansen joins us.
Anytime you guys want me on, let me know. I love your show. Thank you for all the hard work. You guys do an amazing job. We're extremely fortunate to have you in Southern Arizona.
DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices.
Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Rats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, finding high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring's here, and while we're all hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather in southern Arizona, we know extreme heat comes next. Torture for your tires and a test for the rest of your car, truck, or SUV. So right now's the time to get road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard or make sure your battery can make it through the summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help with decades of experience in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save even more on the tire brands you trust with big rebates up to $140 back on brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. And you'll love them even more with our low price promise. Stack up even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. So check out jackfurriers.com for all the details and even more promotions. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Tucson summers don't play fair. Before you spend thousands of dollars, get the facts. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. We've been your local family-owned choice for 25 years. This May, we're offering a free second opinion on any licensed HVAC contractor's quote of $1,000 or more. Get the peace of mind you deserve. Call us today at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The New York Knicks destroyed the 76ers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Semis, 137-98 last night. The Knicks became the first team in NBA history to win 3 consecutive playoff games by 25 points or more. 76ers head coach Nick Nurse waved the white flag halfway through the third quarter when he pulled his starters when the Knicks stretched the lead to 30. Game 2 of the series is Tuesday night in New York. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
J-Dub, have you ever seen a saxophonist at the circus? Like I don't ever remember seeing sax guys at the circus.
Something you may not know about me is I went to Ringling Brothers every year from the time I was 2 until I was like 15.
Okay.
So every single year, and no, I do not remember a single saxophonist.
How about that? Wait, who says you can't meet your wife at the circus? Our guy Hiram Perez did. And
is that a thing? Did people say that?
What?
You can't meet your wife at the circus?
You can't meet your wife at the circus.
That sounds like a saying in like some country in Europe. Yeah.
Did you ever want to go? Did you ever want to work on a cruise ship? That was something I always had wanted to do. I was like, I told her, I was that kid who saw the ad in the back of the college newspaper, and I wanted to go work on a cruise ship, but I never took that chance because I thought I'll probably get there and I'll get seasick and it won't be quite as fun as I think it is, and so I never did it.
Yeah, you're like below third class, right? So you're like 10 decks down with no window.
We'll have to ask Cricket about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
She's the below deck person.
I don't think that the person who mops and sweeps up is the one who gets the penthouse suite, probably.
Not at all. I don't think do they have windows down below deck? Can you see into the water?
Portholes, right? Isn't that what they call the circle ones?
Yeah.
I mean, they're like the same thing as kind of airplane ones, where they're pressurized to make sure that's why they're all circular. They definitely do, but not way down.
If you worked on a cruise ship, I want to hear from you today. 520-848-1290.
If you were a saxophonist on a cruise ship.
Now that would have been cool. I think being a saxophone. Because at least you're playing
Have you ever
and entertaining and all of that kind of
a movie called Legend of 1900?
I don't think I have.
Oh, man.
No.
It's one of my favorite indie movies. It's about like crossing the Atlantic, and this one guy gets born there and stays there his entire life. So he doesn't have a name, he doesn't have a passport, doesn't have a social security number or anything like that. Ends up being like one of the world's greatest jazz pianists. It's a really, really good movie. But there's this one scene where he takes the locks off the piano and it slides around the ballroom while they're going through some big waves. Yeah, really good movie. But I don't think there's a saxophone. Well, actually, there probably is because it's jazz. So.
Interesting. All right. What does Cinco de Mayo mean to you? Head on over. We've got that. That's our question of the day. We've got it up now on both our Facebook, which is Wildcats Radio 1290, and it's also on our Twitter page at Wildcats 1290. Let us know what Cinco de Mayo means to you. All right, last night, Jalen Brunson and the Knicks went off.
An easy opportunity, but I think Philly, they got to get out in transition. They don't want to make it a grinded-out game against these Knicks. Brunson, pure. And he's not opposed to turning down that ball and playing at a high level. So smart, so skilled.
Brunson, bullseye, feeling it early.
4 of the 5 starters in double figures for Philly.
Brunson gets the roll.
It is that type of night for Jalen.
3 seconds left. Brunson got it. Jalen Brunson with the last 11 for New York ends the first half with a bang. 27 points through 2, and the Knicks lead by 23 at the break.
Jalen Brunson would finish with 35 points on 12 of 18 from the floor, 3 of 6 from the line. 137-98 was the final. So yesterday on our Westwood One top plays, we had the Knicks comfortably minus 7.5 at minus 110. So that clocked in as a winning ticket as they won the game by 39 points. So we won easily on that one right there. No sweating for that particular game. All right, so tonight we've got a pair of games. One is already underway. So apparently we do not get – see, this is – it. The cable systems here in Southern Arizona are so weird. So we don't get NBC Sports Network apparently on this cable, or do we? You don't have it in there, JW.
I haven't even tried to look, but yeah, NBCSN is what the game's on tonight.
I've got it. I guess I've got that on my cable at home. It's one of the few. It's one of the few times that I actually have something at home that I can't get here at work. So we can't get the. Can't watch my Cavs right now, but they are losing 41-28 in the second quarter to the Pistons.
Too many turnovers, DK.
Yeah.
They had 6 in the first quarter, and Detroit had 0.
Yeah,
Do you want to know the difference in the game?
Turnovers have been the issue in the postseason for the Cavaliers. They just continue to throw the basketball away, and without looking, I'll guess that James Harden has at least half of those. And I'll look now, and let's see. He's got, he's only got, what's he got?
It looks pretty evenly spread out.
Yeah, it is. He only has 1. Okay.
Yeah, Merrill, Strus, Schroeder, Tyson. I think the only person who doesn't have a turnover is Evan Mobley.
There you go. All right, so 41-28. The other game tonight is the Lakers and the Thunder. That's a 1-4 matchup there as well in the West. And that is your Westwood One top play for today. It is B.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books on Westwood One Sports. Thunder Lakers game 1 tonight, and I think it'll be another blowout for the reigning champs. Luka Doncic still out for the Lakers, and the Thunder have had a week to rest and prepare for this game. Small sample size, but when the Thunder have had at least 4 days off this year, they're 3-1 against the spread and covering by an average of more than 4 points per game. The Thunder are just way too strong defensively for whatever J.J. Redick and the Lakers have cooked up tonight. OKC in a rout. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
No, Luka, obviously. Luka Doncic is not expected to play in this game. He is, in fact, not expected to really play potentially before Game 5, which would not be for another week. That's May 13th.
Coming back from a hammy like that, apparently there's a warm-up period, DK, where you don't just come from being off the court straight on into playing in the NBA playoffs. So we don't even know a timetable for when he's going to start the process of getting back onto the court.
Thunder minus 15.5. You're comfortable with that?
Well, again, like the Thunder's main, you hear about the scoring from Shea, but the Thunder's main strength is their perimeter defense.
Right.
And without Luka Doncic doing his thing on the perimeter, you're asking a banged up Austin Reeves and a 40-year-old, LeBron James to do a lot of the work from out there. And those guys, the foot speed and the quickness and the strength of the Thunder defenders on the perimeter is their true calling card. So, yeah, I don't think the Lakers, I would not be surprised to see a blowout in this game as well.
The Thunder won all 4 regular season meetings with the Lakers, so they've got that advantage for them coming into tonight's game. So Thunder minus 15.5 is minus 110 over at the BetMGM, and so your $12.90 bet will get you back $11.73 tonight if you're laying that number. And that really, I mean, the over the not the over under, but the money line was so just out of touch. Like the money line, if you're taking the Thunder on the money line, it's like minus 1,000. You're like not winning anything with your bet at all. So it just makes more sense to bet the line in this particular game right there. I mentioned they won all of those games. Only one of the games in the regular season, the 4 meetings, was decided by fewer than 29 points. How about that?
Hey, the Thunder are that team. I mean, they legitimately are that good.
Yeah. All right, Thunder, though, will be without Jalen Williams, who's continuing to rehab his hamstring injury. He has not played since Game 2 of that series, the 4-game series.
And again, they're like
one
of the only teams in the NBA that could lose their second best, third best player, and really, they're going to be 96% of what they.
Yeah.
As good as J-Dub is really, really, really good, and he's got a lot of growing to do. He's going to be even better as he gets deeper into his career. He's only in his third or fourth year, but they have just so much depth. They got 8 or 9 guys who could start on a lot of teams, and 2 more past that could step in and put up big numbers if called upon.
All right, coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. So a couple things. One, we're going to let you hear from Tommy Lloyd. Tommy Lloyd talked to KGUN 9. Had a few things to say about Koa Pete, because there's a lot of talk around Koa Pete and whether or not he'll stay in the NBA draft process. Might he be better off coming back and playing another year in college? I thought there was a really good piece that Greg Hansen put out, just kind of profiling how Koa related to some of the other guys that have come out of this program who maybe didn't shoot the three very well in a league that's obviously very three-point oriented, and how those players got better after they got to the league shooting three-point shots. I thought that was a very good comparison to kind of because that's one of the things a lot of people are saying, well, Koa can't shoot from distance. He needs to come back and work on his jumper or whatever, and and all this kind of thing.
Who's a great three-point shooter today?
Who's that?
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Who sucked at shooting when he was on campus here? Aaron Gordon. Yeah. I mean, look, the real question is, does Koa want to, you said he could be in the lotteries.
Because you can take all that money and build a garage, build your own gym.
Yes.
Take 1,000
shots. You can build
a
court at your house like Aaron Gordon did. The thing is next year's draft is super weak. This year's draft is one of the most loaded in recent memory. So if you don't mind, doesn't matter where you go. Guess what, DK? The teams picking 15 through 25 often have the better outlook as far as the teams themselves go than those teams picking in the top 10. So you could find yourself in a situation where you get picked up like Carter Bryant did this last year on a competitive team. So it's just really up to what the young man thinks is best for him in his career. I do know that the U of A could really use a power forward for next year, because right now it might be Ivan Karchenkov at that spot.
Yeah, there's some guys that maybe we'll get into that tomorrow. I was reading an article today. There are some dudes that are still in there. They kind of did a profile of the top 20 guys still left in the portal that have not signed yet. Obviously, the number one guy is somebody we're very familiar with, and Milan Momcilovic from Iowa State. He is still out there, but there's some power forwards, and we'll let you know who they are. Get into some of those. Maybe see if we can get some profiles on the guys that are still out there. To be had potentially for your Arizona Wildcats. Also, something new came out today. As if expanding the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments was not enough. Now, the American Football Coaches Association, American Football, I think that's what it's called, Coaches Association, wants to expand the college football playoff.
They also want no postseason tournaments at all.
Right. Well, no
postseason championship, conference championships
which
at all.
Which is fine with me. I just, I have no problem getting rid of the conference tournament championship games, because most of the teams have gone away from divisions anyway.
Yes.
So, but the whole point of that was you had divisions where there wasn't maybe a lot of interplay, maybe 1 or 2 games interplay, but now that's pretty much gone away with these megged up, juiced up conferences, and you're just basically taking the top 2 teams. So I'm fine if they go away with those for sure. But I don't know that I'm very fine with an expanded playoff. We'll get into that in the 5 o'clock hour. This is DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With collisions reported working wrecks Pima and Country Club, Valencia and Cold Road, Golf Links and Swan. Orange Grove at I-10, also collision at Orange Grove and La Jolla. And a closure, Tanque Verde west of Bear Canyon. Tanque Verde west of Bear Canyon closed for urgent and unexpected repair work. 54, the overnight low, 79, sunny tomorrow, and is 73 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Nobody covers your cats like we do.
Bradley down into the lane, lay it up and good.
I take great comfort knowing that he's our point guard and have great confidence that he's one of the best players in the country.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Tucson summers don't play fair. Before you spend thousands of dollars, get the facts. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. We've been your local family-owned choice for 25 years. This May, we're offering a free second opinion on any licensed HVAC contractor's quote of $1,000 or more. Get the peace of mind you deserve. Call us today at 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Red Wing Shoes and Boots, purpose-built footwear for work done right the first time. Come visit our Oracle and Auto Mall and Broadway and Alfredon locations. Ask about the ultimate fit experience. Red Wing, get the right boot right here, as tough as the people who wear them.
Nobody covers your cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slap it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
Swing into spring with $145,000 in cash and prizes only at Casino del Sol. Every week, you could win up to $1,000 in free play and win an invitation to the grand finale on May 29th, where $20,000 in cash and prizes is up for grabs. Don't strike out. Stop by for your free daily entry ticket and get in on the action. Join us for drawings every Friday and Sunday at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m. only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pascua Yaqui tribe.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't scare me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit EssentialPest.com.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, hour number 3 here on this Tuesday. We begin our road trip for the week tomorrow. We'll be on the road the next 3 days. We'll be at Arizona Baseball tomorrow night ahead of the Wildcats in New Mexico State.
So what's that? 8 out of 10 shows? Was there 4 last week, right?
Was it last week or the week before? That was the week before.
The weeks all get mixed up
they
this time.
do. They do. It might have been last week. We were
All
out.
I'm saying is been a lot of road
2
tripping
weeks ago.
lately.
Because I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. That we were out for 4 straight days. Yeah, we're just a traveling show.
You know what? The weather out there is real nice this time.
Well, it was raining last night.
Rain is good.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
wrong with rain?
Well, we were trying to grill out. We were trying to grill out on our new patio last night for the first time, and it started raining. Yeah, it was raining. I went to bed late last night. It was still raining when I went to bed. I was like, man, it is like not going to let up here. I have to see what my patio looks like in the morning, because that's one of the things is like I have this big patio now. I'm like, am I going to have to like be cleaning up from all the water junk that
It depends
the junk that
how
water
many
leaves
big
around.
trees you have that can get on your roof
Yeah.
more than anything.
I have one large palm tree that apparently I am responsible for. So
you better get a big ladder.
Gotta love that. I'm like, am I responsible for trimming that thing? Does that mean I got to trim it too? Because I don't know nothing about trimming no palm trees. I might have to hire somebody to come do that. So Koa Pete announced that he is going into the draft. He did that a few weeks ago. And there's a lot of conjecture about, where he potentially might fall. We mentioned there's been a number of mock drafts, if you take mock drafts for what they're worth, but that have him low in the 20s. I saw one that had him coming out at 10. Most of the drafts I've seen have Braden Burries going before Koa Pete. Last week, one of the lead analysts for ESPN, Jeremy Wu, had this to say about Koa Pete's stock. He said Koa Pete opted to declare for the draft and has an opportunity to play his way up the boards with a strong pre-draft process. Some teams viewed him as an excellent candidate to return to school and improve his stock, an option that remains available to him. So obviously Arizona fans have been kind of jumping all over that. Ooh, maybe we get Koa Pete back to go alongside Motias Krivas and Ivan Karchinkov and everybody else that's coming in next year. You have a nice solid veteran 3 to go along with some of the new players that you're going to have coming in, and you've got that guy, that power forward that right now this roster is missing. And maybe it's missing it for a reason, because that might be one of the things that they're waiting to find out to kind of get an idea. Maybe they have some ideas, but they don't want to do anything until they have a clear picture of what Koa's process is going to be.
Well, it's like Sanon, right? When he made his choice to come to the U of A.
Yeah, Sanon. Yeah,
and then waited, and then Caleb Love decided to come back for a 5th year, and then he got out of his agreement and went to ASU. So that whole thing, like this late in the process, you're still going to see a lot of movement and a lot of dominoes because they're just waiting. You know what I bet Koa and his family are waiting for is this Sunday's draft lottery, which is on the 10th. So then we'll know what actual placement the teams are picking in. Then you look at maybe where you're slotted and some of the teams you might go to. I'm sure that has to do with the decision-making process as well.
Wu went on to say, scouts view Koa's perimeter shooting as a critical swing skill that will impact his career path, as he is not particularly effective scoring outside 15 feet at this stage of his career. But his strength and quickness relative to his size, coupled with a solid offensive feel and ability to guard the perimeter, give him a chance to find a niche in the right situation.
Remember what Kelvin and I talked about all year?
Yes.
arc. He doesn't have his shot is flat. And the issue there is you don't give the shot much chance to go in. So one thing he does need to work on, especially, when he elevates from 8 to 10 feet, that little midi jump shot that he's kind of famous for, he does get it up and he elevates quite a bit. He's very athletic, obviously. But any shot from 15 and beyond, he just needs to get his legs under him and put more arc into the shot. And that way it's going to land a little softer on the rim. That's the biggest thing I saw with his mechanics. But that's just a repetition thing. That's just more time. Everybody gets better. One guy I like to think of is Jeff Hornacek. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
He finished his career as one of the best shooters in the NBA, but he was a terrible shooter in college. I think it was Iowa State, I want to say, something like that. He was not. He was a defensive player, wasn't a shooter at all. In fact, was known to be a poor shooter and developed that skill over time. So as long as you get the right shooting coaches, and who's to say? I mean, it's just a matter of repetition. But as long as you get the right people around you, helping you, keep that elbow in, follow through, and all those things, shoot with your legs. I'm sure Koa Pete can develop into a very reliable shooter from 20 feet and out. It's just not a part of. He wasn't asked to do that a lot in high school. Wasn't asked to do that a lot last year, except for to keep the defense honest. So it's just a matter of him getting in the gym and getting the repetitions.
So Saturday, Tommy Lloyd, I mentioned he was at the Arizona tennis match on Saturday. He was also later that night at the Tucson Sugar Skulls game, where he was the Sugar Skulls honorary captain and was out for the coin toss. K-Gun 9 and the Sugar Skulls broadcast crew caught up with him, and he talked about the current state of his roster and what Koa Pete might just do.
I feel great where we're at. I love the guys that are returning, and I'm excited about some of the new guys we got coming on, and hopefully we'll be able to add a piece or two down the stretch here. We're giving Koa as much space as he can to make the best decision for himself, and we support Koa in whatever he wants to do. And Koa has first right of refusal to that spot in Arizona, and so we'll let that play out and trust Koa is going to do the right thing for himself.
So there you go. I mean, Tommy, though, did come out there and say he's got first right of refusal.
That's why I made the Shannon and Caleb Love comparison, right? Because if you're going to ask for a 17-year-old freshman to come in or a 23-year-old fifth-year senior, 5-year starter, obviously, Koa Pete is going to do what's best for him and his family. And, of course, Coach Loy will be overjoyed to have him back on campus because of his physical skills and just the intangibles that he brings to the team.
Yeah. So we'll see. He's got some time. He's got about 3 weeks.
The 27th. Yeah. So it's 3 weeks from tomorrow. The 27th is the final day you can pull your name out of the NBA draft as an amateur.
There you go.
And maintain your. Although these days, DK, who knows? I mean, it used to be you could test the waters once. Does that apply anymore? Because it seems like people put their name in for NBA draft eligibility. Feels like it's multiple times ever since, the past 5 years, since NIL and transfer portal. But if you're in and you declare that you are draft eligible, that's the process where you can actually meet with scouts and talk to teams and talk to front offices and get a true evaluation, not what, a blogger thinks or some writer thinks, but actually what the front offices think your strengths and weaknesses are and what you maybe could, stand to improve on if you did go back to college. The 27th is the deadline for that.
All right, so there you go. That's what's happening with that. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on that as we move forward here over the course of the rest of the month of May. Now, one of the other things that came out today was the American Football Coaches Association. Actually, this happened last week, but they voted last week to recommend that college leaders implement a playoff with the maximum number of participants. They also recommended to the leadership to discontinue conference championship games, preserve the Army-Navy games exclusive time window, but have the ability to hold other games on that day with a goal to end such a expanded playoff by the second week of January, which is when it ends currently. So this is where we are right now. They're leaning towards a 24-team playoff and
that's
the
like
elimination of the title game, the conference championship game.
That's like 9 from the SEC, 9 from the Big Ten,
yeah, exactly.
And then some scraps.
Exactly. That's why I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of it. First of all, and I get it. We have a college basketball tournament that for years has been, probably overinflated. I don't know that we really needed 64 teams to begin with, but that's where they decided to put it way back in the day. It seems to have worked well for all of these years. So now they want to inflate that even higher.
83, I think.
Yeah,
something like that.
But football to me is a different sport. I don't know why I see 24 to me doesn't make any sense other than the fact that of what J-Dub just said, and they just want to make sure that all the necessary teams from the SEC and the Big Ten can get into this event. And if that's the case, then I don't need a 24-team playoff.
We heard like the commissioners from both those leagues talking about how they needed 3 or 4 buys for their top 4 teams in any new agreement. It's just outrageous. And it's kind of been shifting that way for a long time now, especially with the addition of USC and Stanford and UCLA and all those former Pac-12 teams to the Big Ten, and then Texas and Oklahoma going to the SEC. You're talking about consolidating some of the biggest names in the sport. So I get that part of it. It only works, DK, if those leagues play other teams outside their league. Because famously, the SEC has played, well, now they're going to add an extra game, right, that they have to play this next upcoming season. But traditionally, it's been only versus SEC teams and 3 cupcakes.
Yeah.
So how do you know that you're the best league in the country if you're only beating each other up and don't challenge any other teams, any other Power 4 teams outside of your league?
Well, and see, I think eventually what's going to happen is that becomes bad because, like you mentioned, you're playing these cupcakes, but at the same time, it's bad for competition at the Power 4 level, but it's good for those smaller schools who get a paycheck out of those games. Exactly. NAU, in the case of the University of Arizona and Arizona State. I don't know that I want to completely see those games go away altogether. I'm fine maybe if they slice that down to where, and I've said for years, what I think the ideal schedule for Arizona is to play one FCS team, whether that's NAU or someone else regional. I'd like that to be, if you can keep that to being a regional game where it's somebody from this area, that's probably more favorable. You play a group of 5 team, and then you play a Power 4 opponent. That, to me, that's the ideal type of schedule. But some of these SEC teams have played 2 or more of those FCS games.
Yes.
And to me, that doesn't fly, as far as I'm concerned.
But it's helpful when they have 12 teams in the top 25 to start the year, because that way they beat up on each other, and then everybody goes up or down, or up or down, stays the same. The other factor nobody really talks about, DK, is what's the trend of players at the top of the NFL draft board sitting out postseason games, right? So you're talking about 12 games in the opening round of the college football playoff, 12 down to 6, that whole thing. I mean, the idea of having some of those great teams we've watched all year long, maybe not have some of their star players because they choose to sit out and avoid injury, that's been a more recent trend as well. So the quality of football, if you add more teams to the college football playoff, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be getting more quality football games.
It says the most discussed 2014 model is an all at-large field determined through the college football rankings with an automatic spot for the group of 6 leagues. So I guess that means that each league would be guaranteed one spot, but it might not necessarily be your champion. For instance, if your champion is rated lower, then maybe you have a team that finishes second is rated higher than your champion, then maybe they get that automatic spot, and the champion would have to be fighting for that at-large position. I don't know if I like that either, because I've always favored a structure that rewards the teams that win the regular season. So I don't like I definitely don't like an at-large field for the college football playoff either.
And Group of 6 is American, Conference USA, Mid-American, Mountain West, Pac-12, and Sun Belt.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that Group of 6, correct. So yeah, it's something to chew on, but I can tell you right now, I don't like it. I don't, because again, to me, it's all about trying to get as many Big Ten and SEC teams in as possible. And if that's the reason we're doing this, then I don't need to do it. What are your thoughts? 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Do you even like the way this sounds? A 24-team playoff for college football. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With collisions that were reported from earlier, Golf Links and Swan and Golf Links, Kolb and Valencia and Kolb Road. Big closure on Tanque Verde. Travel on Tanque Verde west of Bear Canyon closed due to urgent repairs. 54, the overnight low, 79, sunny tomorrow, and 73 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Summit Racing has the parts, tools, and accessories to keep your ride summer road trip ready. You'll find everything for pre-trip maintenance and essentials like emergency roadside kits. Shop SummitRacing.com and enroll in the rewards program to get more power in every purchase.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? The kids who actually have the money to go out there and play tennis. Why haven't we produced any of them? DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Hallmark Cards presents Mother's Day at Walgreens. Celebrate every mother figure in your life with a Hallmark card at Walgreens. Show how much she means to you and how deeply she's loved. A Hallmark card is the perfect way to say thank you for all she does. Don't forget, Mother's Day is Sunday, May 10th. Visit Walgreens today to find the perfect Hallmark Mother's Day card and make her feel truly special. Mother's Day means Hallmark cards at Walgreens.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off duration, woodscapes, and super deck products May 1st through the 11th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
There are only about 4,300 publicly traded companies on the U.S. Stock Exchange. But there are an estimated 33 million companies in the U.S. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. The average investor is missing out on over 99% of the investment opportunity that's happening in this beautiful country until now. True portfolio strength is found beyond the confines of the S&P 500, investing in promising companies before they go public. Private real estate, infrastructure, world-changing technologies. This is called the endowment model. The endowment model has historically outperformed the traditional model of just stocks and bonds. If you're an accredited investor and want more from your investments, it's time to think beyond just stocks and bonds. Call Trajan today, 520-200-1600. That's 520-200-1600.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 40 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcasts. So if you've been injured, make the right choice. First
Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
If your yard is the talk of the neighborhood, make sure it's for all the right reasons. Call Dorado Rock and Materials. For landscape gravel to boulders and everything in between, Dorado Rock and Materials will make sure you and your yard are covered.
We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wildcats Radio 1290 for the latest highlights and commentary. Your home for U of A athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Spring belongs to Nyjah Kennedy, a superstar pitcher for Texas Tech softball. The senior is a three-time first-team All-American who earned 2024 USA Collegiate Player of the Year honors while at Stanford. In her first campaign with the Red Raiders, Kennedy led them to the National Championship Series, and this season, she's shining on the mound once again. Over the weekend, she tossed her first career perfect game in an 8-0 shutout of Baylor.
We lost the game before, so I just knew we had to come out. I was just trying to get the series win and do whatever it took to win that game. And then, I don't know, things started to feel good. And actually, I usually walk a couple people, so it was good to have a perfect game.
Kennedy and Texas Tech are ranked in the top 5 in college softball's major national polls. Westwood One has complete coverage of the Women's College World Series later this month. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
I mentioned yesterday the game of baseball lost one of its broadcasting legends this week.
Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
John Sterling, longtime voice of the New York Yankees, passed away on Monday, at the age of 87. He had been dealing with some heart issues the last year or so and had retired from the booth at the end of the 2024 season, or he'd actually retired during the 2024 season, about 2 weeks into the season, but then came back for the Yankees' run to the World Series, one which they lost to the Dodgers. There were just some great calls throughout the years from the voice of the New York Yankees, became into that spot in 1989 and was there again for 36 seasons, 5,400 regular season games, over 200 games in the postseason. John Sterling called some of the greatest calls that you'll ever hear from a baseball broadcaster. Derek Jeter pretty much called every single game that Derek Jeter, the most recent legendary captain of the New York Yankees, number 2, ever played wearing the pinstripes.
Swung on and hit in the air to deep left. That ball's high. It is far. It is gone. Derek Jeter homers, and there it is. Hit number 3,000.
How about that? Derek Jeter homering.
I remember when it happened.
3,000th hit.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember when that happened. Everybody's watching it live because it had been a minute, right? 3,000 doesn't come up as often as it once did.
Right. Exactly. He was famous for his signature player home run calls. And there were many.
Swung on and hit the deep center field. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Burn, baby, burn. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. El Capitan. Labor Day. He is the Glaber of the month. Mark Teixeira sends a text message. You're the Mark Teixeira. Oh, let the Gardy party begin. A Stantonian home run. The Grandy man can. Oh, the Grandy man. He homers to deep right. McCann can. Yes, McCann can. Aaron Judge hit a line drive. Home run to left. A Judgian blast. All rise. Here comes the Judge.
I mean, just I've told people all the time I've never been a fan of the New York Yankees, but I was absolutely a fan of John Sterling. Somebody as a young announcer whose path initially was to try to get to the big leagues as a broadcaster, tapped out at AAA. Never quite made it to that step, but man, I loved listening. If John Sterling was doing a game and I could get it on the radio, I absolutely would listen to his broadcast. One of my favorite memories, and it was way before I even ever knew that I was going to end up here in the state of Arizona. But I remember I was working the night of Game 7 of the 2001 World Series. I was working at the radio station in Cleveland.
Was that the first one that went to the next month?
Yes.
Yeah. November.
Correct.
Yeah. When Derek Jeter had the single
Mr.
late in
November.
late extra innings, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I said to myself, you know what? Because I knew living in Cleveland that I could get WFAN. I think at the time, I think it was actually WCBS. The games were on WCBS. But I knew that I could get the game in my car, so I said, I'm going to go. I'm just going to start driving home, and I'll listen to John Sterling because it looked like the Yankees might win it. I said, I want to hear his call of this championship. So I got in my car. I started driving home. I flipped on WCBS, and I'm listening to his call. And, of course, it didn't turn out. The Yankees ended up losing the game. And not very many people have heard that call, John Sterling's call of, we've famously out here heard Greg Schulte's call of the Diamondbacks winning the World Series. I searched for that call. There was only one thing that I could find, and it was so like old school crackled radio that it wasn't even really worth pulling it. But I really wanted you to hear that call right there. We mentioned, obviously, the signature calls, and there were some that involved those that had connections here to Southern Arizona, like of late, Austin Wells, who wore an Arizona Wildcat uniform.
Now the right-hander delivers. There it goes to deep right. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Second deck. Austin Wells homers in the second deck. And the Yankees now have a 2-run lead in this elimination game. All's Wells that ends Wells. He homers to right. What a shot.
And I believe literally in the week leading up to his retirement, Alex Verdugo from Saguaro High School got his signature moment.
Verdugo is 0 for 3, and he hits a high drive to right. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Alex Verdugo. Alexander the Great trots around a 2-run home run to break the tie, and the Yankees have a 4-2 lead.
Now, the only thing I did not like about that call was that he had used Alexander the Great before, so I was hoping he might have something original for Alex Verdugo. But hey, you got your signature moment with John Sterling on the call.
Judgian's a little rework too, isn't it?
Exactly. There were how many reworkings of the Bambino, Bamtino, there were quite a few of those that there were. I think I'm trying to think of the other one, which was kind of a take off of Bambino. There were several of those throughout the years for John Sterling. You mentioned we were talking about the 2001 World Series. There was the 2 dramatic home runs that the Yankees hit off Byung-Hyun Kim, the Diamondbacks closer at the time.
2 away. The Yankees down to their last out. And here's Tino. 1 on, 2 out. Pitch is swung on and drilled to deep right center. It is high. It is far. It is gone. The Bam Tino with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. He drills a game-tying 2-run home run. Oh, the Bam Tino delivers big time. And the Yankees, on the precipice of defeat, tie the game at 3. Posada is the base runner, so Brocious, of course, the tying run, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Now Kim, 1-0. Swung on and hit in the air to deep left. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. I don't believe it. Once again, deja vu. A 2-out, game-tying 2-run home run by Scott Brocious. Probably the most unbelievable feat in World Series history.
Yeah, Byung-Hyun Kim, they had to rebuild him after those World Series moments right there. But again, the Diamondbacks ended up winning that series, so he did get his ring and some glory out of that.
I hope nobody in South Korea is listening right now, because you're bringing up some bad memories.
Oh yeah. But just some great times. And upon his death yesterday, there was a number of broadcasters that paid tribute to John Sterling and their calls. Len Casper of the Chicago White Sox.
2-2. A swing and a fly ball out in the center. It is high. It is far. It is gone. A moonshot for Mooney. That's for you, John Sterling.
Mooney Murikama, the young White Sox star from Japan with a home run. How about Dave O'Brien from the Red Sox?
And a high fly into right field. Abreu back and to his left. By the line, Willier is there to make the play. Ball game over. Red Sox win. The Red Sox win.
I mean,
that's for you, John Sterling.
Okay. Yeah.
Sounds a little weird coming from the Red Sox.
Yeah, really, really, really weird. Like, that's if Brian Jeffries had a signature call and the ASU broadcaster stole it, right?
This one might be even weirder coming from Gary Cohen, the TV voice of the New York Mets.
He'll try again, 0-2. His pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball game over. Mets win. The Mets win. That was for you, John Sterling.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm completely joking because, the honoring of the legacy and all of his, the people, his peers, right? The people who've looked, you just talked about how you looked up to him. All these people looked up to him. So it doesn't matter what organization you represent. Obviously, honoring John Sterling is a great moment.
But nobody honored him better than his longtime partner on the radio, Michael Kay, who they broadcast through the 90s together before Kay moved over to the TV side. And who better to set it up in the first inning with a runner on but the current Yankee clobber of the baseball.
And the pitch. High drive, right center field, going back to Veras. It is high, it is far, it is gone. Aaron Judge, a Judgian blast. Here comes the Judge.
There you go. Just great tributes for one of the legendary broadcasters of our recent time in baseball, John Sterling, who passed away on Monday at the age of 87, called 24 postseason runs, 7 World Series appearances, and 5 of the Yankees' world titles. DK on the sports tip. Want to hear from you if you are a Yankee fan. If you grew up listening to John Sterling, want to hear your thoughts today. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. One more segment to do so. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions Kolb and Valencia and Kolb Road. Also wreck that occurred at Golf Links and Swan and Golf Links. Tancaverde near Bear Canyon. Tancaverde to the west of Bear Canyon. We've got travel there blocked due to urgent and unexpected repair work. And I'm Cricket, and your weather, 54 the overnight low, 79 sunny tomorrow, and 72 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
In Tucson, a lot of people make their living on construction sites, on the road, or working in warehouses across town. If you're injured at work, you have rights. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz and Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Spring into deals at Lowe's. Shop Stay Green Premium 2 cubic feet mulch, 5 bags for $10. Plus, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Valid through 5/6. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Your business isn't a science experiment. So at Cumulus Digital, we don't speculate, we execute with a proven framework delivering results 25% better than industry standards. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out our form, and move from guessing to knowing.
You're listening to the Jim Rome Show.
Give the show a couple of weeks. You're not going to like it. Nobody likes this show the first time they heard it. My wife hated the show. I married her. Give it 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks you can honestly say to me, you know what, Rome, I did it. I listened to every day for 2 weeks, and the truth is, I hate you more now than I did the first day. Then I'm going to be man enough to say to you, you know what, you probably aren't that smart. You need 2 more weeks.
We love Jim Rome every Monday through Friday on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From work to errands to family life, your car takes a beating. At Recon Auto Detailing, we don't just protect it, we maintain it.
They installed my ceramic coating in shop, and now their mobile team keeps it looking brand new, right in my driveway.
Ceramic coatings, PPF, tint, all installed professionally at Recon Auto Detailing. And with our mobile detailing, we keep that fresh, protected look mile after mile. One-stop shop, zero hassle. That's Recon Auto Detailing, Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 520-200-1600. That's 520-200-1600.
Annuities, not advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Anthony Edwards returned just 8 days after suffering a deep bone bruise to score 18 points in 25 minutes off the bench as the Minnesota Timberwolves stole Game 1 from San Antonio last night. Victor Wembanyama set an NBA playoff record with 12 blocks, but Wemby also went 0 for 8 from 3 in the 104-102 loss. Game 2 between the Timberwolves and the Spurs is on Wednesday night in San Antonio. I'm Adam Abdallah.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Diamondbacks Download. Baseball talk.
The baseball talk was not real good over the weekend in Chicago.
Earns him the ovation that you hear right now. And the fact that he can close out the game right here. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Cubs sweep the Diamondbacks.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today. They're singing, Go Cubs,
No Cubs, no. No Cubs, no. No Cubs, no. No Cubs, no. Chicago is one of the hotter teams, though, in baseball right now. They have won 6 in a row, and they are in first place by 2 games in the National League.
How are the Mets doing,
Central.
though? That's the real question.
The Mets are in last place. They're playing better. They've won 2 in a row, and I believe they've won like at least 2 games in the last 3 series, but they're still 9 games under 500 and 11 and a half games.
That's what $400 million gets
behind the Braves. Yeah. All right, you can kill that. We get the point. We get the point.
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks have lost 4 games in a row coming into their series opener tonight against the Pirates. And it'll be Bubba Chandler on the mound for the Buccos against Eduardo Rodriguez. Here's what Torey Lovello had to say after the game on Sunday about where his team was on a road trip that did not go as well as they had hoped.
I stand before you guys every single day and tell you that that we're working hard and things are going to turn and we're going to have good days. And I'm going to continue to believe in that because I see how hard these guys work, and I think they just get frustrated when they don't have results. And you know, we got to get the tide to turn a little bit. It's been a grinding road trip. It's part of being a big leaguer. You got to figure out how to win games in that scenario. So we're tough and we're prepared, and that's all I can ask of these guys, to go out every single day with a day one mentality. We got the Pirates on Tuesday. That's all we can focus on. We're going to learn from what we just went through, but I believe in these guys.
Yeah, they lost 6 of 8 on the road trip, but they are now home and opening up a 6-game homestand, so a chance to really turn things around. One of the guys who's kind of starting to find his bat a little bit is Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He's hitting .368 over the last 7 days. He's 7 of his last 19 at the plate. So not maybe showing a lot of power in that respect, but getting hits. And that's the most important thing. Tori kind of talked about what's kind of been going on with Lourdes' the recent resurgence.
There's better balance. He's starting to see some pitches, and I told him the other day. I said, when you swing at pitches in the zone, there's no better hitter in baseball. You got great bat to ball skills, and you can spray the ball around any part of the ballpark. So start to swing at strikes, hone it in, and he's been doing a nice job of that.
But the big news is the guy that I picked up for my fantasy team, Ildemaro Vargas, is the National League Player of the Month. How about that? National League Player of the Month for the first month of the season.
Well, he's batting 41 points higher than the second place in current batting average leads. 382, DK, 382.
Yep, 382 batting average, 6 home runs, 21 RBIs. He did have his 27-game hit streak, which had dated back to last season, ended on Saturday. But still, a great start to the season for that young man, Ildemaro Vargas. And I'm sure he'll be continuing to see him in the starting lineup for the
Let's see who has
as we go forward.
Who has the second best batting average? Looks like Carroll.
Oh, on the team.
Yeah, 273.
Yeah.
Or I'm just
over 100 points more.
I'm just trying to find reasons why maybe they haven't been scoring a lot of runs lately.
There you go. All right, first pitch coming up, 6:40. Arizona is the favorite on the money line at -130 tonight against the Pirates, who come in at 19-16, so a better record. But Arizona's favorite. If you want to take the Diamondbacks on the run line tonight, it is -1.5 runs at +153. So if you're confident they're going to win, that's a pretty good bet.
The good news is they got Bubba Chandler, and he's 1-3, and he's got a 5 ERA. So
all right, so we'll take that. Let's take that. We'll take Arizona -1.5 on the run line at +153 to see if we can get a win tomorrow. That's your DK play of the day. All right, let's get you your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Pima Softball hosting the Region 1 tournament coming up starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday up on West Anklam Road. The ladies are 44-7. Rebecca Quiros has this team rolling. They went to the World Series last year, looking to make a return trip to the World Series. She is the daughter of the legendary Coach Armando Quiros, who has, coached just about every place and everything in this town. He is still around the program a whole lot. And I asked Rebecca what that means to still have Dad chiming in her ear and helping her along in this process.
He's my toughest critic and my most supportive critic at the same time. And so having him around just kind of keeps me, keeps me up to par. And I'm working to do what's best for this team. And he's always watching me and protecting me. And I just really appreciate the support that I have way beyond the softball field. So yes, he's a nice little secret weapon to have when it comes to that old school ball.
Obviously, we're doing this show today, Cinco de Mayo, and I asked in the first segment, and I'll ask you this question because obviously, Rebecca, you are of Mexican heritage. What does this day mean to you? What, as somebody that's of Mexican heritage, because I'm not, what does Cinco de Mayo mean to you and your family? What were some of the things, heritages that maybe you grew up with that were associated with this day?
Oh man, I'm very proud of my heritage. I'm very proud to represent my community. And my dad always taught me from a young age, don't ever forget where you come from. Your last name means a lot and it goes back. And my Nana and Tata, everything that I do has been centered around and built upon making my community and my family proud. So it's just really about, fighting for the name on the back of your jersey and carrying on that family heritage.
We're chatting with the head coach of your Pima softball team, Rebecca Quiros. And Rebecca, really these last, 4 years have been tremendous for this program. What do you think has allowed you guys to flip that switch? I mean, it started really in 23-24 when you guys, I think, hit 40 wins for the first time, and now that's been consistent. the last 3 seasons. What's allowed you guys to get to this point where now you're consistently, near the top of this conference every year, whether you're the 1 seed or the 2 seed, and have an opportunity to, again, like we mentioned at the top, bring this tournament home here to Tucson for the first time in a long time?
Well, it starts with the community, and it starts with the families trusting us and trusting in what we do, making sure their kids are going to come here. They're going to get a great education. They're going to get signed if that's what they want to do. But most importantly, just like any good thing takes time. And if I have some ingredients that I need to work through and to make the meal that we want, then that's what we're going to do. We've had to make changes and we've had some setbacks, but at the end of the day, what great program hasn't gone through that? And I'm just so honored that I get to follow in the footsteps of Stacey Iverson and my father, who, really, really tough shoes to fill, but I am open to the challenge and I'm honored to have it.
Today's Casino Del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino Del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Yeah, you're talking about legends, Stacey Iverson and Armando Quiros, and she's done a really great job as Rebecca, really putting that program back into a top position in the ACCAC, and again, a chance for those young ladies to get to a second consecutive World Series where, who knows? Like I said, last year, that was a good team last year they had. So a lot of expectations coming in with this year's team, but they're in a position to go back to the World Series and have a chance to maybe win it all. Kind of like the basketball team went that year, last year, came close, but lost, went back this year, won. Maybe the same thing for the softball team, came close last year at World Series, go back this year and win.
And since they're hosting for the first time, wouldn't it be great if all of Tucson came out to support them, DK?
Yeah, absolutely. Get on out there. 11 o'clock game on Thursday, and then the Pima Aztecs play at 2 o'clock against Scottsdale. Winners will play, 2 games on Saturday and then potentially 2 games also on, 2 games on Friday and potentially 2 games on Saturday as well. Plenty of chance to see some great softball up there on West Anklam Road this week. All right, that's going to wrap up our show for today. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Thanks to Rebecca Quiros for joining us. Iram Perez from Zona Libre. They'll be performing over at the Club Congress. Doors are open right now. Show starts in 6 minutes. Get there quick. For Cricket, for J-Dub, for Dragon Ball, I'm David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow from U of A. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. We've got reported wreck Campbell near Glen on Campbell to the north of Glen. A closure Tanque near Bear Canyon. Tanque west of Bear Canyon closed due to some repair work. Eastbound Speedway slowing east of Kolb. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Red Wing shoes and boots for your business. Safety is our passion. Let us keep your crew covered. Ask about our Red Wing Business Advantage accounts today. The best solutions come from the closest to the problem. Red Wing, setting standards, not trends. Ask about our special discounts.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The wait is almost over. Get ready for the NFL season with the highly anticipated 2026 NFL schedule release. Every rivalry, every rematch, and every rookie debut. With matchups locked and kickoffs confirmed. Be there for every can't-miss moment. The full NFL schedule release coming in May. Get all the details at nfl.com/schedule release. The Cup is coming home.
Firing, caught, touchdown Arizona. Trayden Stukes picks it off, takes it right away. The Cats win the Cup. They win their 9th game of the season. and they do it emphatically.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-568-2790. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-568-2790. That's 800-568-2790. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-568-2790.
Tune in Wednesday as Chip Hale and your Arizona Wildcats host the New Mexico State Aggies. Catch every game with the voice of the Wildcats, Brian Jeffries, on your home for University of Arizona Athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Are you planning a home renovation? Getting quotes on windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, or flooring? Before you commit, visit the Window Depot and make sure you're not overpaying. The Window Depot is your one-stop shop for top quality products at the lowest prices. We're locally owned and operated with no installers and no middlemen, so you save big. Perfect for DIYers, contractors, and homeowners. Visit a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we are here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
Big Jake here from Old Tucson. Enjoy Hollywood-style stunt shows, saloon shows, magic, shootouts, rides, games, fine food and drinks, and more. For more family fun than you can shake a stick at, head on out to Old Tucson, oldtucson.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.